happening, right?
No, but you said Christians are slaughtered.
Hold on. What's happening in the West Bank is what's happening, right?
Christians are slaughtered. One second. So,
Yes, sir.
Can you give a name of one Christian that was slaughtered?
No, I definitely don't know their name, but obviously.
Well, so you saw a documentary. What do you mean? Is it hard to find? What do you mean? Where are you talking? So what's the documentary called? I'm going to see it right now.
Can I pause my screen for a second? It's gonna have to go blank. Hold on, let me do it on my computer.
Oh, shit.
I'll pull it up for you. I just watched it today.
It's amazing.
And all they did was go through the West Bank and show what was actually happening. So it's kind of crazy, man. You're not Jewish. Like, you don't live in Jerusalem, right?
What does that have to do with being Jewish?
But you don't live there, right?
Only people that are living in Jerusalem are Jewish?
What's happening over there?
What's that?
If I can... I'm just going to have to show you what's happening.
Where are you living? Where are you living?
I live in Colorado.
So you're a colonizer, a white colonizer?
Yeah, Colorado. And I see you drinking that peach drink. And, like,
you're a white colonizer.
In America.
I didn't say Colorado. I said you're a white colonizer?
No, I'm not white. I'm black.
Black?
Yeah.
So you're black?
No, I don't look black. Yeah, look at the picture. It doesn't look black, but you don't look brown.
You're not
Native
American.
You look like.
You're not Native American, though.
Oh, I am.
Alright, where's the video? Where's the video? Forget about it. Go, where's the video?
Let me pull it up. Hold on.
It's a great documentary. Make some popcorn.
Yes, sir.
I mean, you're such a great researcher.
I got a good one for you.
Well, I'm sure you watch documentaries.
I've never filmed over there. I can only show you what they filmed over there.
Of course you can. That's amazing.
Of course. I don't get to go over there.
I get all my information from documentary.
Hold on, give me a second. I'll pop right back.
Like, we've been waiting for like 5 minutes. You know the name of this documentary? Americans. Alright. This live is not called Guy from Colorado looking for a documentary. Oh, man.
Like to listen to you on that. I don't even care about my video.
You don't have it?
I can't find it. No, I can't find it.
Because you're
not going to waste your time.
Because you're lying.
Well, no, I have it, but I'm not going to waste your time.
You're not going to wait? Yeah, okay. So bye. So don't lie here. So don't come up here to lie. About people you don't know, about a place you don't know.
I didn't have it ready. Yeah, I didn't have it ready.
I tell you what, people in this atmosphere, people who come up to lie about the Jewish people, are partners in crime. You're giving a prize to the terrorists that want to, by the way, probably unalive you too, by coming up here, spreading lies, spreading propaganda, looking for movies. So good for you. If you're proud of yourself, good for you. God will judge all of us. All the best to you. Why don't you just leave?
Well, why don't I wait and why don't we have a conversation? That's what we were talking about.
But you're coming
in to
lie.
I don't want to need to find the video. What you're supposed to do is give me evidence of God.
I need to give you evidence of something that never happened. How's that possible? I need to give you evidence of something that never happened. How's that work?
So that's not possible?
The one that is accusing, no, you don't know how the law works. The burden of proof is on you, that you have the nerve to come up here and blame my people for something. You don't know what you're talking about. You've never even been there. Basing it on what you call a documentary that you conveniently can't find. So I'm telling you are a partner in crime. Welcome to the jihad. You're a Hamas. You are as bad as them to come up here and spread lies about people you don't even know. What's your business? Are you married with children? No, you sound like a child. Do you have children?
I don't have no children.
You don't have no children. What was that?
I don't have any children.
So why are you sitting on TikTok? Why is this your reality right now? You think you're doing something good by going on a public stage, attacking Jewish people for something you've never seen? Why?
Big bro, it's me and you in the group it's only me and you. I don't understand how I'm trying to get a platform. I'm talking to you.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I'm talking to you. And I'm asking questions.
No, but we're not.
I'm not asking questions to society.
Don't lie. No, you didn't.
I'm not challenging your faith, man. I'm talking to you.
Shut up. I don't like liars. You came up here and said that the Jews are slaughtering Christians in the West Bank. Yes or no?
I lied. I did lie on that. They're not slaughtering, but
you're just a troll.
Tormenting.
So get out of here.
Are they tormenting? Are they tormenting?
You're just a troll. Get out of here. Do something useful with your life, brother. What are you doing? What are you doing? This is like entertainment for you? You think this is a joke? I have people who've been hurt by this. There's lives on the line. You think it's a joke? Go do something for your people. I don't know. Go study something. Why are you wasting your time? You think like this is some kind of joke? So get out of here before I drop you. If you want to apologize before I drop you, you can apologize. That's the only thing you can do, because don't come up here and spread stupidity. Bye.
I will apologize.
Amazing. Okay. Yes, hey.
Yo, what's up, boy?
Don't call me boy, child. Why don't you put your video up? If you want to go, why don't you put your video up if you're brave?
Shut your bitch ass up, you dirty fucking Jew.
Why don't you put your video up if you're so brave? You're hiding like a girl behind a TikTok. You're sitting in your bathroom, maybe. Why don't you put your video up and have a confrontation with me? Put your video up.
Why you muting me?
Coward. Are you not brave enough to show your face? You hide behind a TikTok profile like a little girl?
Who's a little girl? You got hair like a girl.
You?
Take off your cap.
Why don't you show your face? Show your face if you're so
Take off your cap real quick.
Show your face.
Take off your cap real quick.
Sure. This is what you do with your time. You're such a talented guy. You want to
the pennies on the floor promised you 3,000 years ago?
Options here. I'm gonna drop you in 5 seconds.
Were the pennies
your video on?
Were the pennies on the floor promised to you 3,000 years ago or no?
No. So let me answer that. That's a great question. The thing is that it wasn't promised to us 3,000 years ago. We've been there for 3,000 years. So learn your history. We entered that land 3,000 years ago and we never left. There was always Jewish people there. It's not that it was promised 3,000 years ago. We've been there for 3,000 years, which is, I'm sure, longer than the time you've been in wherever you are. All right. We don't do women on the panel, Virginia, because I only interact with my wife, mother, and daughters as an Orthodox Jew. Yes. Hey, Don.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, God, how are you?
Doing well. So, according to, I know there's roughly, 8 billion people on the planet. I know according to your paradigm, you definitely believe your religion's substantiated, and everybody has subjective conjecture of why they believe in what they believe in, and they rationalize it, especially when you're indoctrinated with it. Well, I guess I don't want to be really forward, but I guess when you're influenced with it at a, earlier developmental age, it ingrains well. Your relatives go through it. The elders that you have operate conditioned to respect and esteem have authoritative nature. It has congregation. It has essentially all of the facets of something that provides you a value to survive. Mm-hmm. So, and if it makes you a good, moral, upstanding citizen, so be it. Everybody needs those devices and guardrails like a bowling alley, right, to keep them in the lines. Your religion, you could substantiate it to make your claim. The Native Americans, Aboriginals, the Abrahamic trilogy, the non-Abrahamic, many forms, Zoroastrianism, as the first Ahura Mazda. You know.
Okay, brother, let's make it shorter. You have a question for me if you're going to make... I mean,
my question to you...
I know your opinion. I got the memo.
Yeah, I know, and even amongst Jews, there's Samaritans, there's Jews, there's...
Do you have a question, brother? Or you want to talk to me, or is this like a lecture?
Yeah, so what kind of Jew, I guess, denomination do you follow? Are you Hasidic, Sephardic? Do you believe that Mount Sinai was the holy site or the Temple Mount?
Mount Sinai was a whole... What does that even mean? No, what do you mean? Brother, can I just ask you, so you're an atheist?
No, I'm not. I'm a theist.
Okay, so what religion were your grandparents?
My family, so I have family from Damascus, and they were originally Jewish, and I also have family that became Christian. So if I go down my ancestral tree...
Look, I'm not... Brother, I see you like talking, but it's not going to work. Just let's keep it short. So you believe the giving of the Torah to Moses on Mount Sinai is a complete fairy tale and it was written by human beings?
That's again, right now, I can't prove, I can make a claim, but I can only make a claim.
Yeah, that's why it's called faith. No one can prove anything. Right. So I'm asking you, what's your faith? Be quick. We don't have to, we're not in a psychology session. Do you believe that God gave the Torah to Moses on that mountain? Yes or no?
Personally, I could say that's true, but I could say other religion is true as well.
Well, look, man, you're the kind of guy, I'm telling you.
I'm not a mutual exclusionary religion.
Brother, listen. I'm going to this friendly advice. Do whatever you want. This is not to offend you. This is the way you're answering. Sometimes the complexity of the human mind to make problems and solve problems, it's good for material life, but it's not good for spirituality. We don't need
spirituality. You have to probe logic. If your spirituality, I understand it's faith, as we discussed.
No, logic can never explain. 1 second, brother. I hear you. So smart. That's amazing. Logic will never explain to you the source of things. Let me give you a tip, please. Listen, you're getting this free tip, okay? To really believe, the only way to go is to connect to your soul. The logic actually needs to be nullified. You have to come to terms with the fact that even if your logic is amazing and you read books and you whatever you want, it can never explain the source of anything. It can observe, right, things in the reality in front of us and make conclusions. Once you nullify the logic, now how do you connect to your soul? The soul knows the truth, meaning not in the way that our conscious mind knows things like, oh, I saw this and I know this and I can calculate this. So now it's a tip for you, to connect to your soul. It has to do with things that are not so logical, like music, art, nature, meditation, praying, chanting, fasting, maybe for some people, because it takes your mind to a different state. In that place where it's not just logic, something happens to a lot of people that connects them to the soul, and this soul knows something about God. That's, again, of course, I'm not trying to prove it to you because I understand you want to go with your logic. I'm just telling you, your logic, you have to nullify it and say that in relation to the infinity, we're all stupid, okay? Because in relation to whoever or whatever you want to call it that designed this world, with all due respect to human beings, we can't even design a tomato that has a seed that grows other tomatoes. Like with all, I'm very impressed with all that, but the Creator, His intelligence, His infinite intelligence. So if you keep being loyal to your mind, you're just going to go in circles and hit walls. And it doesn't matter, but you have a spirit and it's good for you to connect. So you have to do other activities and nullify your logic. That's what a believer does. If you don't want to, it's fine.
I appreciate your elaboration. But the thing is, when it's circular, right? The substantiation for connecting and raising your soul is by your own corpus, your own text. So if your own reference,
I didn't say about any text. No, I just said no. You go to a mountain. Actually, you clear yourself.
No, I believe in meditation. I agree. Wim Hof practices.
So it's not about a text, and your soul remembers.
Sure.
Okay, so I didn't say
I do
about
believe the metaphysical element. The human body carries something called the wireless body area network,
this
right?
like you're answering like
So
I'm
people
I feel like
carry
you're
that
like an it's like you're answering like I'm sorry, but I'm
These are
joking.
not explained in religious
This
texts.
is like an you sound like an AI bot. I mean, I can't even talk.
Man, I'm not trying to sound like an AI bot. What are we
Like, it's
discussing?
like where's your brother? I'm telling you, it's so like analytical, and life is not analytical. Explain music to me. Why does it make us feel things?
Music actually has a structure to it.
The frequency of the
You want me to freestyle before I can rap? You want me to do
oh yeah,
freestyle?
go ahead, sure, rap.
Give me a subject, all right?
The Mount Sinai.
Mount Sinai is where the revelation of Moses, where some people might turn their cheeks to noses. Some might say that it is artificial roses, but honestly, it's subjective the way it discloses. But what happened 3,000 years ago is what aroses. I mean, if Adam and Ishmael came later in the congregation, can you come here and make a celebration and make your religious proclamation without anything but merit to your substantiation? I guess you can't imagine if I was just artificial, but honestly, the practice of something being sacrificial is something that comes back before Jewish prudence was judicial. So if I could give you my finger, it would be worth the first initial. Don't forget between the toes is freestyling, mean smiling. You might as well start playing a mean violin. Rosal here on TikTok Live. Do you feel the need to strive? I understand your search for purpose makes you awakened, and when I come at their boots, they start shaking. But this is like a Formula One car. There's no braking. So are you ready for the place? And there's no forsaken. So please heed your minds and your decisions, because when I start going in, it's much further than intuition. I know there's a lot of friction. Don't judge my eloquence or diction. But when I speak of the metaphysical, I'm not speaking science fiction.
Very nice. You know, it's also very good. But again, the melody and the rhythm, it's where you need to. So I believe, I'll tell you this. Each one of us.
Want some flows?
That's even better.
Why you look like a hoe?
All right, brother. I don't know. Look, so what do you mean your ancestors is your maternal line from Jewish mothers? Mother, grandmother, grand-grandmother?
Correct. It would be grandmother.
So what do you mean, grandmother, so mother as well?
So grandmother was in Aleppo, right? And there's a lot of Jews in Aleppo, Syria.
And did they embrace another religion, or?
Yeah, so down the line, yes.
Okay. All right. Look, interesting situation. Look, I tell you that it's a whole discussion, about you're kind of, if I'm getting what you said in the beginning, you're kind of saying, okay, well, each tradition can validate its own scripture because they're emotionally attached, as if the same validity that we can give to the Book of Moses, we can give to any religion on the planet, which I strongly disagree with. So and for multiple reasons. And there's a few things there's famous examples about the books of Moses that obviously you're going to mark as not objective, but they're pretty strong about the accuracy of it. And it's an uncomparable to I don't know, to Buddhism. Let's just take two, but not, Christianity and Islam, obviously it's a copyright strike. They copied it.
Shintoism maybe as well. I like the ikigai nature, and then there's communal aspects, even in Confucianism, Taoism, right? They have the different
concepts. Because those are social, I get, that's in the realm of values. So, okay, values, of course. Okay, but we're talking about, is there a creator? About the big questions. Is there a creator? And what are we bound to, in this relationship with the creator? Not, of course, in social structures, okay, it's all whatever, lovey-dovey, love your neighbor, whatever, fine. But the bigger, the mystical questions are about the creator and what's the point and what are we supposed to do with the creator? But so in that sense, I don't know I'm just saying, I don't know how much you know about the Jewish view in the Book of Moses, but it's pretty spot on. It's pretty impressive. It's a bestseller,
Well, I'd have to, put more time, put more focus, because, obviously, if I'm to dive into anything that has a wide, extensive corpus, you have to look at, there's a lot of things that are implicit and explicit. And the implicit is just like a probability index to create explicit with what scholars do. So scholars are just making the implicit explicit. So for me, if I have to read everybody's interpretation of what is explicit from what isn't explicit, that takes a lot of time, and that's what creates, and I have a lot of other things to focus my energy on, and, time is ephemeral, and we have to focus on families and obligations.
I hear you, but you have a personal connection to this lineage because of what you said, so it's in a priority bigger than, you don't have to read the Inca. You don't have to study everything, but if you have, wouldn't you like to know that it's assuming that your grandparents had a connection to this specific lineage, and that also you carry in a way some of it, not just spiritually, but because we know that the DNA records like generations past things, so you have some of it in you, is what I'm telling you. So it's not like a distant. You don't have to read all the religions in the world to know a bit about. But if you asked me before, Hasidus, what you call Hasidim, what's interesting about them because they're so mystical. I think you would like that stuff, and maybe that will inspire you, because their idea of what is God, which we think we get it because it's not like, oh, God is one and eternal or whatever, eternal, united. They have a very interesting view that I think if you learn it, there's definitely a lot of wisdom in there. Because the laws of Moses, when you read them alone, it's pretty dry, It's like, okay, don't eat this, kosher this, Shabbat this, da-da-tam. But the mystical view of Judaism about how can an infinite, what does it mean when we say creator, all those big questions, which are interesting. I think you would like that. If you DM me, maybe I'll recommend you some books, because I think you are this kind of person.
Yeah, I'll follow you, man. I'll definitely have the conversation. It's about 2 a.m., so I might go get ready to change here and get ready to go to bed. But hey, have a good night, and I appreciate you having me up here. Shalom.
All the best.
Yeah, hi, brother. How are you?
Thank God. How are you?
Good. I have one question. I always listen to you. Most of the time, just sitting down and listening, hours. Today, I have one of my friends. He asked me to find out about this in a halakha. If a person have, first marriage, he have 4 sons, and with another woman have a daughter, so they can marry each other or not? It's just like Abraham, that situation. Abraham situation. Remember this Abraham situation? Sarah, Abraham,
2
same
different
father,
wives.
but different mothers.
Different mothers, sons, and daughters, if they can marry.
Nowadays.
Nowadays, but you're asking according to Judaism or according to?
According to Judaism.
No, they can't.
Why not? When Abraham does.
No, what do you mean? Who married who? What are you talking about?
Okay, Abraham and Sarah, they were from the same father.
They weren't. When he said, so you need to read more. When he says from my father's house, she's identified as the daughter of his brother, not of his father's brother. It's a common thing, because when he says that, it doesn't say anywhere that Sarai was the daughter of the father of Abraham.
No, I'm not saying in Egypt this happened. No, I'm saying technically that's the truth.
No, it's not the truth. So, as you asking me, or you wanna?
No, I'm asking you. No, because you told me once that you're not rabbi, but you are as good as rabbi.
No, I didn't say, but this is not my opinion. So I'll give you the verse. I understand what you're saying. First of all, I thought you were asking about your friend. Now you wanna challenge our religion.
I'm not telling you.
No, but okay, it doesn't
I want to
say.
hear from you. I'm not here for disturbance.
Where did you hear that she is his half sister? From who? You read the scripture?
Yeah, I believe it's in a Genesis. Yeah.
Yeah. So who said that? Who says that? God or Abraham? Who said that?
The book says that.
But who says it in the story? Do you know the line?
The book, Genesis.
Yeah, but who said? If you read it, I'm just showing you. Who says? How is it said? It's important in the Torah, every word. Who says it? It doesn't. Sometimes in the Torah it says, this person, the daughter of this one, this person. It doesn't say that about her. When Abraham talks about her, right? He says a line, 3 words. He says, she's from the household of my father. So, but in the story, there's other factors. I'm telling you, she is his niece. She's the daughter of his father's brother.
Yeah, father's brother. That's what you say. Can I pull?
No,
Do
she's
you have
not.
time?
No, she's not.
Can I pull the Torah and check it out?
Sure.
Or you have time or?
Yeah,
Why
I
the-
can tell you. Yeah, I'll show you. I can bring it up for you. I'll tell you which verse it is.
Okay. Let me double check too. Hang on. Let me pull up too.
You have a half sister you want to marry.
No. I'm asking. Rabbi, tell me which chapter? Genesis
It's Genesis 20, chapter verse 12.
20. Okay.
So I'll tell you that in the time when people, you have to understand the language. When he says she is
Okay.
the daughter. When he says they used to, it's in the language because the family that he's talking about, his father, yeah, they associated like the household. This is the Jewish interpretation of from the back, and you can read. Rashi is the biggest Jewish commentator that explains the language.
He died at very young age.
So this is Rashi. So she was the daughter of Haran.
Yeah, but that's the Rashi. Rashi is a commentator. I'm talking about what the book says. Chapter 20.
But to understand the language, once again, Abraham is saying, he does say, she's the daughter of my father's house. But I'm telling you that Rashi and the commentators identify her as the daughter of Haran because of multiple reasons. Because when he talks about those daughters, there's a lot. In the scripture, you have to go here and there. But look, it's not interesting for everybody, whatever. And I mean, what's the point? Okay. Look, in Jewish law, you can't do that. So what's your point? I mean, he's just telling
Okay,
you.
you cannot do it. Okay, besides the
No,
Jewish
this
law.
is, if you want to claim, again, if she was his half-sister, I'm just telling you what the interpreters, it's not just him, it's all the interpreters say. And
Okay.
I don't know, I'm honestly
Sir,
I'm telling you that
okay, tell me which verse should I read right now? I already have open the book, chapter 20, verse what, 12?
Well,
12. Besides, she is indeed my sister, the daughter of my father, though not the daughter of my mother, and she become my wife. So what is the problem here? Where it says, yeah, it's very clear, Rabbi. Look what it says. Daughter of my father, though not the daughter of my mother. Simple. I mean, what Rashi is doing this? Why Rashi is changing this?
okay, if you're better than him, then go with what you
No,
want.
I'm not better than him. No, he's not here. You and I'm discussing, and I hope you don't mind.
What's okay? And if she was, so what's the issue? Let's say if she was. By the way, he's before the Torah, so even if he was, this is before the laws of Moses are given. So even if he was, this is in a different time. But who is he talking to? Who's he talking to when he says this? It's also important because if God said it, look, in the Torah, when it identifies people and their parents, God sometimes say, right, this one, the daughter of this, the son of this. We're talking about a different situation. So there's a scene here, and we know that his father's house has three brothers, Haran and Haran, and this and that, and it mentions their families in a different spot. So I understand what you're saying, but I'm just telling you that Terach had three children, yeah? Avraham, Nachor, and Haran. And Haran had the daughters that we think, again, of course, I understand, we think that one of them was Sarah because it makes sense. And he married her because she was the daughter of the brother of his father and not of the same father. Now, again, I'm not saying to you that it's so clear, but the question is, who is he talking to also is important. Why does he present her like that?
All I see is that this is
But
in
it's
the book
not
of
God. It's not in the Torah.
No, but
when
that
God-
you make sense. I understood now.
No, I'll
Because
tell you that
before
there was a debate about this. I understand.
debate
what
is
you're saying.
okay. No, you solved my problem. It is before Moses. All right, this
Also,
happened.
yeah. It's
Yeah,
also
but just
before.
say that. Yeah, this happened. I mean, don't say this happened and that happened.
No,
and
but
Rashi
I'm
said
telling
this.
you that most, again, it's not that
Who
they
he
were.
was talking to? Why are you confusing me and us?
I'm not confusing you and us,
You are confusing. But it doesn't look good from you because we trust you very much.
but I'm telling you this is what.
No, you have a three different the way you mentioned me. First, you tried, then I opened the book, then I wrote it, write it. Who he's talking to? Who cares? It's in a book. It's in a book of
They
Genesis.
say because they say that Abraham did follow the laws because he knew them,
Yes,
Hello.
it's-
because he
Hello.
knew them in his
it
heart.
means Moses learned from this book from the God. Moses wrote this, so this have been told to Moses. Go and write this before you this happened, right?
But I'm
Before
telling you the first you need to so
Adam
read.
came by himself.
Look, you need to read the whole Rashi because there's a certain daughter of Haran.
Now I'm going to read the Rashi. Yes, of course I'm going to read the Rashi.
But listen, one second. There's a daughter.
Rashi is a human being as good as you are.
No, he's better than me because he knew
No,
the whole Torah by
but he
heart.
was not a prophet. He was a sage.
But okay, but he's the level. They studied the Torah and every word.
Level,
was-
yeah. I understand. He died very young age.
1 second,
40
just let me
years
say 1 second. I just want to tell you what he says. They mention they name the daughters of Haran, and one of them they believe.
Where it said on
So read the Rashi, brother. Just 1 second. I'm telling you that Rashi is not just basing it on one thing. In another spot, I don't know everything. You have to read the Rashi.
No.
Torah is more valuable than anybody
Rabbi.
else.
All right, brother. Is there any other 1 second? Any other question, brother? Because okay.
No, brother, that's not nice. I mean, really disappointed me.
I disappointed you.
Yes, I always had a very high regard of you. I still
And
do.
now you don't. Fine.
Yeah, but don't manipulate.
What? Me? Who's I'm telling you what Rashi said. Who's manipulating? You're
Who cares for
manipulating.
Rashi? I'm talking about the Genesis.
Listen, anyway, Gab. Listen to me. Don't marry
Who's
a
bigger?
half
Rashi is
sister.
bigger.
Listen, don't marry a half sister, okay? You make it sound like you're asking for a friend.
Hello,
Just
sir.
don't do it. Find a nice wife and don't marry half sister, okay?
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Shalom. מה נשמע?
אתה מדבר עברית?
קצת.
למה?
אני לא מדבר עברית מאוד טוב.
Okay, why did you learn?
כי אני הולך לבית ספר ישיבה.
Oh, okay.
Do you have a nice Shabbos, Rabbi?
Did we talk before?
Actually, I've never talked to you before.
How old are you?
I'm 19.
All right. Okay, brother, what do we want to talk about? It's not like a personal conversation, obviously. We're here on a platform. What's the issue that you want to talk to me about?
So I had a question.
Oh, this knows everything.
Wait. So you're a religious Jew? Are you a rabbi?
No.
Oh, you're not a rabbi, but you study the Torah a lot and Gemara.
No.
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 So do you think as a Jew you should be obligated to eat kosher?
Yes.
Do you eat kosher?
Yes.
So you okay? So do you think I should be keeping Shabbos? Do you think that's a requirement?
I think you're trolling me, brother. It's like ridiculous.
I'm not trolling me. I'm not. I
You
want to
said
know.
I'm not trolling me. You can't even say the sentence.
I'm sorry. I'm not trolling you. I was just wondering because a lot of
I
my
think you're
friends
lying.
they don't keep Shabbos, and I want to tell them that you should be keeping
1
Shabbos.
second. Complete what I'm saying now, right? ואהבת את השם אלוקיך בכל לבבך ובכל.
נפשך, בכל מאודיך, והיו זאת ביתך ובישעריך.
So what do you mean a lot of your friends don't keep? What are you living with?
So a lot of my friends they think it's okay. They think it's okay to be eating non-kosher dairy. They think that that's appropriate. I think it's not appropriate.
What do you mean that it's not Chalab Israel?
No, like there's certain people that they say that you can
What?
you can you have to eat kosher meat, but it's okay to eat non-kosher dairy. They think that that's okay. I don't think that's okay.
What kind of dairy are we talking about?
Like they'll go to like Pizza Hut and say, "Oh, it's still kosher," and I tell them it's not kosher.
Oh, got it. Well, Pizza Hut has in there, obviously, they have non-kosher meat that mixes in. It's not just a question
No,
of cheese.
it's a dairy. They don't have any meat, but
Oh, it's
but
a
they
dairy?
think they think that it's okay to eat non-kosher dairy. They say as long as you don't eat meat, it's kosher.
All right.
I wanna know what I should tell them to tell them that's not okay.
Tell them that if you love God, you don't try to run away. Actually, you try to do more. And if you want to run from God, it will damage your purity. It will damage your ability to even understand the Torah. And we're not looking to take less upon ourselves, because that's why a person who hates does. If your wife, let's say, asks you that she really loves something and you want to do even more, she says, I want something. So if they love Hashem and they want to do more and stay on the right side. On the other hand, you say, when it comes to rebuking people, it says, tochiach et amitecha and everything, it's very challenging because it says amitecha, meaning your friends, and you're saying it's your friends.
Yeah.
So you have to do it. It's a very careful thing because also you have to do it, it's an art to rebuke people. And if you're not sure that you can do it, it might be better not to do it. Because if you, and then, I don't know, none of us are perfect, you know what I mean? So we all have to change. We can't change everyone. You can change yourself. It's usually the case that to improve yourself is better than getting in other people's business. On the other hand, okay, if it's you can have a friendly discussion about it.
Yeah.
But now you said, when you started, you said, this is like a light Avera comparing to not keeping Shabbat, of course.
Of course. Well, some people like they keep Shabbat, but they do like things that aren't very holy, like Shabbostic.
Yeah.
I have another question.
Okay, go ahead.
Do you think if you're at a hotel and do you think it's allowed to watch a TV that's already on before Shabbos?
No.
No, but you're not actively doing muksa.
Got it.
It's not Shabbos-tic.
Well, I tell you again. These are questions. Like I told you, we talk about.
Who is it? Is that Rowie?
We talk in these parshas where I'm muting you because of the noises, brother. But 1 second. So we talk about yirah ve'ava, certain things we do out of fear of God, and certain things out of love, and there's a balance here. And like you said, there's the law and there's the spirit of the law. Sometimes you can look to, is this the best thing to do on Shabbat? And I don't know what you're watching on an open TV that you didn't open, that whatever's going on this TV, obviously it's not in the spirit of the law. Even if you want to be smart and say that blah, 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 it's like a Shabbat elevator that's already working and so on. So again, in the beginning,
Hello?
it's like, 1 second, I'll get to you. Your name is Hello, but I'll get to you. If you can't be quiet, I'll have to disconnect you. Just wait. So the thing here is, the love for God grows in all kinds of ways. At the beginning, it's like with children, right? With children, they have a love for their father and a certain respect, to do what the father says, with children. With God, it's a bit different because it's less clear to us, like in real time, right? It's not like you're going to watch the TV and you're going to know immediately what's right or wrong. It takes years. So it's a place, again, what you said, is it the worst of the worst? No. I don't know all the details, but in the end, what to be like pious, to be lemehadrin, is you do it not because you're like, don't look at it like a negative thing, or you can say to people, if you do more and always stay on the safe side in the spirit of the law, your relationship with God is more healthy, because it's like in a marriage, if your wife, you understand that she wants something from you, He wanted us to rest and give our attention to spiritual stuff. So obviously, to whatever, watch the TV at a hotel is not the best thing, even though, you know what I mean? So, but but it's something that grows over the years, and you also have to do it in a way. That's why I say it's young people, so you can't rebuke harshly because that can make them go even worse, because then they feel like, oh, people are laying down the law on me. But it's something, and also all of this becomes much more significant, right, when you raise a family and keep them on the path. The thing with these things, which also happen in the reform movement, that it's like it's a bundle of strings, and when you start doing this, it's a long process. After a decade, things happen, and then you have children and their children, and the whole thing starts, because it's in a way easier to nullify yourself and just kind of go with it in a more pure way.
Yeah.
It's just easier. Once you start doing this, then okay, he also said, right, that we can eat chicken with cheese because the chicken doesn't have milk and blah, blah, blah. It just goes, it just goes and goes and goes. But what's the intention behind it? If your intention is to escape from the whole thing and now you're testing it out slowly, that's where you want to go. You're definitely not trying to be like pious about it. So,
Of course.
I don't know. Again, you're telling me in a hotel there's a TV open from before on what channel? You know what I mean?
Like a sports game.
A sports game. Which sports game?
We were watching the World Cup a couple weeks ago.
Well, on the World Cup also there might be not sneers. Some fans out there in the stands are not completely modest, right? So
Yeah.
all kind of question halftime. I don't know what's happening with the commercials. It's not like you're watching a documentary about Moses, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
and also it's a stadium with the Greek Roman motifs of gladiators, and I hear you.
Yeah.
Plus, it's not when I believe this, I have friends who research the whole thing of like the afterlife and this. Again, I'm not saying that it's the importance of keeping details because it builds a relationship, but in the end, in the judgment sense, we are more judged about being fair human beings. So let's take two people. One of them is watching that TV and one is not. Is that the determining factor of the righteousness? No, because the
Nope.
guy that's watching the TV, but he's a good guy, does good thing and doesn't cheat and doesn't steal and doesn't talk badly. And another guy doesn't watch TV on Shabbat, but he acts like this. So obviously, when we go to be judged and judged by Hashem, we're going to be judged on our fairness as human beings, to be a mensch and everything.
Of course.
So it's not like, but I'm just saying psychologically, and for it just could, you need to dig deeper, like where's it coming from? If someone says, look, I hope to not, if someone says, and you believe him or you, whatever, that in my heart, I hope that a year from now, I overcome this, that I can enjoy my Shabbat and just read Torah and this and that. And now I feel I can't and I wanted to watch this thing. That's one thing. But if someone's trying now to build a whole theory around it, you know what I mean? Oh, no, like everyone misunderstood. Obviously, we can watch this. That means he's trying to kind of get out, or trying to kind of rebel against it in some way. If you say, we all have things, you say, okay, I wish I was better at this thing, and now I can't because I feel I can. I say, sorry, Hashem, that I can't. That's a better approach, at least. You're not justifying it. You're not making it seem like, oh, I'm smarter than everyone. I figured out a new halacha that if a TV is on, that's because it's like it's kind of pointless because we understand that it's not in the spirit of the law, but at least you say, okay, I stumbled here. I couldn't do it. I really wanted to watch this game. All right, I don't think it's, so at least you have a goal to say, I'll try and be better,
Wait, before I go, can I just say one more thing?
Sure.
So last night I was on TikTok. I was on the live, and there was a rabbi. He was like he pretended to be a rabbi. He was like this Hasidic guy. He lived in New York, and he was like making a very big Chilul Hashem. He was like, there's people that joined his live, and they were being like very inappropriate, and he was saying like really really bad stuff back. Like he was being very disrespectful, and I thought it was a big Chilul Hashem. It's very inappropriate. Like he made like very inappropriate jokes. He was like Jewish. He's like a Hasidic guy. It's like
How do you
payas,
know
all
that
that.
it's real,
Very
though?
disrespectful.
Oh, well, some of them look like, it doesn't take, we're talking about spiritual. You can dress like a rabbi and look like a rabbi. It means nothing, right?
He was though. He was Hasidic. He knew his stuff, but he was just like very rude. He was saying really inappropriate stuff.
Maybe
Yeah.
write to me. Okay, so that's bad. Then what can we do? We refresh lemon.
Yeah.
What can we do, brother? So
Yeah, I thought it was very very
what can we
inappropriate.
do? It's doing it. By the way, like doing it in Falhesia is much worse. If
Yeah,
you
it's not
if you say it in your own private domain, but when you put it out there in the world, now you're
It was bad. He had like 10,000 followers, and I think like anyone who joined would just immediately think that Jewish people are like bad people because of him.
Got it.
Yeah.
You say "Mecharvecha yitzu," sometimes our biggest issues are within us. So what can we do? But
Yeah.
all right, maybe DM me who it is because I think I might know, but don't say right now. If you want to DM me,
I'll
tell me
send
right
you a
now.
private message. I'll share it. Thank you, sir.
brother. All right, all the best to you. God bless.
All right. Shabbat.
Shabbat
Shavua tov. Shavua tov.
Shabbat.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Hello, sir. I have a very important topic I would like to debate with you about.
How old are you?
I'm 18.
When were you born? Which year?
I was born in 2007.
Okay. Okay, what's the important issue? Because you're kind of young, but let's see. What is it?
I think that Rashi and Rambam and all those rabbis that lived about 1,000 years or longer after have no right to be commenting on what happened in the Torah or the Navi or any of that.
Okay, so you're Jewish.
I am.
All of the commentators? What do you mean, all of them? But
I don't think that like Rashi has the right to be commenting on things that were way before his time.
so who has the right?
I think people I don't think he should be like making things up like his like midrashes. I think he should be trying to explain what happened instead of making up new stories that we just can't prove happened.
Like what? Give me an example. What kind of story? Let's see an example. Like
I don't know. I
usually
can't give specific examples, but we're always learning. Like Rashi says this story happened. Rashi says that.
Really, but Rashi. I mean, there's other in the example. Rashi is pretty pshat. It's pretty literal. But Rashi, what do you mean? Okay, by the way, you have the right to, okay, you don't have to accept, you can read the Torah in a different way, but you can read the Mishnah and stuff, and you can read, is the Mishnah fine with you? Yudah Nasi that wrote the Mishnah, that's the oral Torah.
I read the Gemara.
Okay, so, Look, I agree with you. Look, we shouldn't, no man, including even the prophets, we say none of them is perfect. So that's okay to have criticism. But also, it doesn't mean you have to cancel out everything he says. I said most of his commentary is pretty shot on the words because he was an expert in this word means here this, and this word is also there and stuff. So as they say, you don't have to throw the whole thing. Even if there are stories that you see, okay, I don't understand how this man came up with the story, it doesn't mean you have to throw the whole thing. Because a lot of his interpretations are pretty simple, considered.
Yeah. Yes.
But that's why I was asking, like, what kind, I'm sure there was some example of something you didn't agree with, so I was wondering, like, what was the,
I don't know. I was thinking about the story of the rock, and there are like a bunch of examples that just don't make sense. Like, wait, what was his name? Was it the Ramban? What was his opinion? It was
Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel.
Shut up, Noam. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah. By the way, Rashi, like, many times he's quoting people from before him. I don't know how many stories you can say that he's the first one who came up with them. Like, even when he's saying stories, it's usually something that people said before him. That's why I was like, he's quoting other people. Now you can say all of them. I get what you're saying, say all of them.
Or like, there was like one of the commentaries that said Moshe spoke to the wrong rock, and then he spoke to a new one, and it was like, but like none of this is even shown in the pasuk. They're just like making this up.
Okay, let's see.
I think that was someone.
Okay, by the way, so this is an example. Yeah, that's a midrash from, it's okay to say, by the way, the Rashi, the Rambam, the Ramban, and Even Ezra all say a different thing, but that's a part of Judaism. So this is an ancient midrash. It's not written in the Torah. It's an explanation about how the scene went down between him and the people. That they told him you chose the wrong rock, and then he got angry, and then he did this. But not all the commentators agree. So it's just like midrash. You don't need to take it to like okay. So if you, by the way, there's commentators that agree with you that that's not the story. So just go with them. But it doesn't mean that again we're not loyal. Yeah, because like you said, Rashi is not a prophet. And it's not even considered like Proverbs or Psalms that it's written with divine. This is human beings. So fine. That's also the beauty of the Talmud and the Gemara, that you see all these conflicts between them. They're contradicting each other. It's not essential, Again, also the Torah in the end, I tell you, the Torah is a book for you to beat the evil inclination, and Zeu Gibor HaKovesh et Yitzro, and be a better human being. The more you focus about that, the better. Because all these things, when we get caught up, you know what I mean? We can get caught up in things. I have a friend, he can't understand how in the ark the gorillas didn't jump on the snakes. And it's like, you know what I mean? There's things that can bother your mind, but sometimes they're a distraction from you, like doing what you need to do. So whatever, like I don't think it's so major, You get, what's the story of the rock? The essence of that story, by the way, it's the divinity of water. There's always, but now we're reading when they cross the Jordan, right? It's water. What's the connection between water and miracles? And we say, why do we bless Shakol Niya B'Dvaro on water instead of saying the creator of water? And Devaro, Devarim, Diber, it's always water. The water here, the water there, the splitting of the sea, the water into blood, the water from that rock, the water of the Jordan River. So there's something about, there's always a spiritual parallel, and I'm more of kind of on the Hasidic kind of view. It's more look at the spirituality instead of now dwelling on which rock did Moses hit, And if you figure it out, like I'm not saying that it's not interesting, but what's the spiritual message of the story? That's for you to learn something. That's the more important thing. But I agree with you. Don't believe anyone. Kabdeo v'chashdeo. Only believe the word of the Torah. And
Yeah.
but
Yeah. I go because take the
All right, that was all.
all right.
All right, bye.
All right, brother. All the best. All right. I think these two people were they the same person? Because both of them had.
Yeah, I don't. So you don't know that?
I do know that
But
because you.
It's peculiar because. Anyway.
Shalom.
Hey, how are you? My friend, we're on the same team. The team of common sense, and don't be crazy, okay, people? Just don't be complete lunatics. Just try and let's focus on what we can agree on, which is not to behead people, and just try your best to get along. Try, I mean, I can't judge because I've never beheaded anyone. Maybe I'm missing out, but my general ideas, I don't feel it's a great thing but hey, I've never done it.
It doesn't seem like
Never.
it's for me. You know, like I've
I
like
feel like, it's something I'm gonna skip. There's many things to do. You can't do everything. You can't. You have to choose. I'm choosing to skip this one.
pick our battles.
Oh.
Pick our.
Exactly. It's like when you go, let's say you go study like a martial art. You put yourself in a system. I'm gonna like do white belt, yellow belt, the whole thing to get exactly. You design your challenge also in life. It's a good thing because if you just like randomly, don't be random. Be intentional. Think what you're doing. Like don't randomly start. I don't know. Let's try this. It doesn't work like that. Because people say, what's the joke? They say when some people invite you to do a bad thing and you say no, then they tell you, but you only live once. But that's exactly the reason not to do it. Because my life is very precious. Because they go, hey, come try do this stupid thing. No, thank you. Hey, but you only live once. Exactly. I don't want to waste this precious life on doing that stupid thing.
I got
That's
a
an
bunch of other
argument.
stupid stuff that like
Yeah,
I don't need to add more stuff on my list on Judgment Day.
exactly.
It's kind of how I
Not
feel
enough.
it.
Not enough stuff. Okay, sorry, we're at yes, hello, something destiny. How old are you?
Anglo-American. Yeah, I
Anglo.
wanted to ask you,
Okay.
Razel, is that
Yeah,
correct pronunciation?
yes.
Razel, I want to ask you, what are your thoughts on Noah's three sons and their descendants primarily, the Japhethites, the Shemites, and the Hamites?
Mhm. Okay then. Um, you are you in the faith? Like, are you Christian or?
Catholic. Yeah, Catholic
Yeah.
Christian.
All right, so just I'll give the. First I'll tell you the classic like interpretation. So Shem, right? Shem is from the word Shamayim, which is also sky. Words in Hebrew they have association. They mean what they mean, and we associate them with the sound that they make. So Shem, Shamayim is sky. So we associate him with the sky, and with of course, with that we associate him with more of a spiritual kind of guy. Yeah. And then we have Yefet. By the way, the word Yefet also can mean a lot of things. Yefet means beautiful, and Yefet. So there's all kinds of. Sometimes when we look for meanings, there's the literal meaning, and then you have to try and decipher sometimes what God is trying to say here. But he's considered the forefather of more of the, I guess, the European nation and some of the Asian nations. As far as they know, it's not. Not so easy to say now exactly. And Ham is the forefather of the Egyptians and, more in the region, what's called the Canaanite nations and this and that. And then there's stories, right? Then it goes on to a story where both of them, right? They see their father naked and one does this, the whole. So now this reflects on their moral kind of inner moral structure of who they are. Again, what they represent. The stories in the scripture are not just like a history book. It's not like, okay, they represent a certain view about morality. So they all represent different things. And then there's that famous story, right? When Shem and Ham, right? They go and one of them does it respectfully and the other disrespects it. And in
The
a
oldest
way,
brother, right? The oldest brother sees their father's nakedness after he is drunk off the wine that he planted as a vineyard right after they get off the ark, where I'm just like, Noah, like, why are you planting a vineyard to get drunk off of? And so as an oldest son, like, I was just like reminded of just like seeing my father in that stage, just be like, I can't believe this. And then going to my younger brother and my brother seeing it and just being like, I'm just going to turn my back to it and just cover up that nakedness. But then Ham also had a grandson, right? Or a son, Canaan, which then Noah, like, I don't want to say cursed, but says just like, Canaan and his descendants will be like servants to the descendants of Ham and Japheth, I believe. And then,
Well, the Catholic interpretation of this is Ham. Ham was the one who discovered his father's nakedness, right?
saw him
Noah.
first.
And what we see is in Catholicism is the Shemites. You know, we see the word Semite comes from the word Shemite, right? And the Shemites are the Jewish people. They're all the people of the Middle East today. Basically all the people. You know, there's more a little bit of different people, nowhere near as bad as Europe, but the Japhethites, Josephites is what we call them, but in the Bible it is Japhethites, right? So those are the white people, right? And they're also the Asians, right? When you think of Asians, like Northern Asians, East Asians. And the Hamites are the Africans. And,
Look,
you know,
brother, I wanna
you can
tell
throw
I
in the
wanna,
Josephites
one
with
second.
some Latinos. Some Latinos are Hamites, right?
Okay, one second.
But
I tell you, one second, brother. One second. I'll tell you something. The way I have learned this and the way I teach it to my children, again, we call, the term Pardes is an acronym of the Pshat, the Remez, the Drash, the Sod. You have the literal story, you have hints in it, you have interpretations, you have secrets in it. Because these stories, in all the stories, when I was young, I read the Torah kind of like you try to understand the story, but and when I was a bit older, a very wise rabbi told me, just every line and every word you read there, ask yourself, what does it have to do with me and evolving spiritually? Now, us identifying now, I don't know what good is that going to do to say that who are the Asians and what's the point of this exactly? Because one second. So the question is this, and let's tell the people the story that if they don't know. Yes, so Ham walks in and he sees his father. No one actually knows. It doesn't say explicitly what happens there. It could be worse. I don't want to say it could be much worse. So, because the story is not so, it's not saying everything what happened in there.
Open to
Then
interpretation,
brother,
right? Like,
I don't know what happened in there. Okay, then he goes and calls his brothers, which is not good as well. Whatever happened in there was not good. Then he calls his brothers, not good. He said, hey, you won't believe it. I took, when we were in camp as kids and someone was asleep, we used to write with the toothpaste on his forehead like that you're an idiot. It's not good. Then you call everyone to see it, not good as well. So then, and what they do, they cover him, but he doesn't cover him. And then, okay, there's a spiritual lesson here, which is much more about all kinds of things, about and speaking evil and mocking someone. There's a lot of things you can get into if I was teaching this to my children. So I'm trying to understand what's your this whole identification, because there's this kind of racial fights, that the Jews have to be black and with a camel, but if you're European and you like cottage cheese, then apparently you're doomed. It's like, I don't like this kind of sphere where we're trying to identify today, because the covenants with God are spiritual, and they can they transcend your lineage. As you see in the Torah itself, there's people who are born into the so-called chosen people lineage and are cast out. There's people like Yitro that comes in, and he's an idol worshiper that comes into the covenant. So the covenant is spiritual, and the essential question is what kind of morality you're holding in reference to that spiritual covenant, and not your ancestry and all this, I mean, I'm not saying that the question is invalid, but what's your motivation behind it, kind of, you know what I mean?
Well, my motivation is, you said, Judaism isn't about being racial and lineage and all this, but if that's true, then why is King David's lineage so important? But I have something else to say. I'm not Jewish. I told you I'm Catholic. I'm white, right? I'm English. by blood, but I'm American. And what I see today in the West, I don't see it going too well because I see history almost repeating itself. And this is shown since Rome, right? This is shown since Rome. And I just, I don't think you can tell me that just because you don't see it as racial, you don't see lineages as important. Can I say Jews on TikTok? Do I have to say Jay?
Yeah, I don't see a problem with.
Depends on what
Okay.
follows, right? They're just like, you don't
Okay.
just.
I don't know because there's so many restrictions. But
by the
I have
way,
to
you
say,
know that
I have to say,
grandmother of King David was not Jewish. Ruth.
Really?
She was a Moabite.
okay, but a grandmother is not your direct lineage.
What?
What?
How is
It's
a
your
grandmother
father's
not?
father, right? A direct lineage is your father's father. It goes through the male.
No,
That's one
so-
thing I don't. But just
Okay,
let me get
that's a
this
different
off.
issue.
Let me just
That's
get this
okay.
off real quick.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
I see what's going on in the West today. It's quite clear. The West is controlled by a lot of Jewish influence, right? On the highest levels, the elites are.
No.
So
not
if
clear.
our countries
Not
are
clear.
going to turn into.
One second, brother.
Well,
One second. What do you mean? You want to tell me that the powers controlling the West, there's more Jewish control than Christian control?
Well, it depends. What do you see an evangelical Christian as? I see them as heresy.
An
I'm a Catholic. I don't see evangelical Baptist as Christian.
That's a different. Well, one second. Okay, so now we're mixing things. All these.
But no, I'm not mixing things. I just want to get this off.
Wait,
it is
wait,
true that
I don't. Wait. I don't. I'm not gonna let you to because I don't like statements. Okay, you said one second. Spiritually, all Christians and all Muslims have a relationship to Judaism. This is beyond the Jew. Okay, there's a spiritual connection because the Torah, Moses, David, the Messiah. Okay, this is now. But you said something more political. You said like the influence of the Jews on the Western. And I asked you a question.
I don't see it as political.
Evangelists. What?
I don't see it as political.
So what did you mean that the Jews have influence in the way spiritually, you mean, or politically?
No, I'm talking about the elites. The people who control our governments. We're getting invaded by.
That's what I said.
We are getting invaded by
by the Jews.
The Hamites. No, we're not.
Wait.
If it was them, it'd be a lot better. But it's not them. They're bringing in the Hamites and the rest of the Shemites that aren't Jews, right? And what is that doing to
How old are you?
the
By the way,
Josephite?
how old are you, brother? How old are you?
I'm 23.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I have to tell you, I mean, I do see a lot of radical influence, a lot of radical behavior in the future,
You worried about it?
especially in Gen Z and younger.
You worried about it?
Well, I think it might have to be that way because I look in my country, in America. This isn't the country my grandparents growing up in, and it sure ain't the country their grandparents growing up in.
I hear you, but the question is like,
And a lot of this is on us too. Look at the Catholics. Vatican II is heresy. Real Catholics do not believe in Vatican II.
I don't even know what it is.
II? I don't know. Yeah, what is Vatican II? Like it sounds like
What is Vatican II?
like a missile or something like from World War.
Do you no? Do you know?
There's a new one.
Do you know who Pope Pius X is?
No.
The 10th Pope named Pius.
Nice.
So I guess you guys don't know much about the Josephites.
No.
Probably not. But
Okay,
one
so
second.
can you answer the rest of that? What do you seriously? Because as a country, United States is already minority white. They say it's 56% white, right?
Minority white? What do you mean minority? Like what? Like.
But it's not important the minority.
Yeah,
okay.
But you do realize that these leftists, other people, they're going to shut off the aid to Israel very soon.
He's
So
gonna
what do you?
say. I thought you were gonna say those brown people are coming in. One second. You're confusing me. First of all, I tell you what's the fun thing about being religious. God says, "Do not trust in men or in the majority or in power." I don't care what the leftists are gonna do. I don't care about what anyone's gonna do. It's amazing because I believe in God. It's amazing. You don't worry about it. All you want to do, if you want to be, you pray more, you do righteous things. If you're good with God, it's the best you can do. Don't worry too much because that's the amazing thing. Okay. Secondly, you're mixing like I'm not. That's why I say you said Jewish Shemites, white. Then you said, so I just feel there's a mix of things. Like I don't know what you're worried about. That because now you said white minority. That's a weird thing to say at this point in history. There's
And say it's at 56%. Like I was just like, that's the majority still. Like,
No.
But so what? America
Okay,
is not.
but you're not listening to me, Chaplain, are you? I'm saying they say it's 56%. Guess what? They're adding all the Shemites in with that. They count Arabs as white in America. It's
don't know.
below 50%. And what
Okay.
I'm telling you, you laughed. You laughed at said at this point in history. So,
Yeah.
that tells me right there that race, lineage, it does has a major play. And,
No.
I am very awakened to that.
No, it
And
doesn't. It doesn't.
so why do you laugh at that? Why do you joke
No,
around
I'm
with that?
laughing because it doesn't.
No.
because-
I'm not your average. What do you call him, goy?
No,
I
John,
don't-
you're not just like our typical
Trust me,
Gen
trust
Z.
me.
It sounds like you're very passionate
I
about.
like rabbis. I
Look,
like
look,
rabbis like
one
Miss.
second, brother. Look, the Jews. If you go to, have you ever been to Israel?
No, I haven't.
Well, if you go to Israel now, it's a very mixed. Again, what I told you, the covenant of spirituality has to do nothing with your skin color. That's for sure. And the terms that you are using, I was laughing because it's like kind of inappropriate because it's again in Israel you would see there's Ethiopian Jews, there's Moroccan Jews, there's Iranian, Iraq, there's everywhere. There's like it's very diverse.
Okay, but those are all Shemites. You guys all
they're
look the
not
same.
Shemites. They're not all Shemites, whatever that means to you.
But
What do
you
mean?
guys all look the same, though. You guys are all somewhat the same people. Your
No, we're
lineage
not.
traces it
We're
too.
the same. No, we hold the same covenant. That's what I'm trying to understand. No, the covenant that we hold is what's the same. The word of God is what's the same. But what do you mean we're the same?
Okay. Well, then why
Because
does
people, again, I'm going back to King's David grandmother. You can convert into the lineage. Therefore, let's say the Jews right now, I'm just saying for sake of this argument that half of them are connected to the original people of Israel and half of them are converts. Also, some of them went out and became Muslim and became Christian. So it's a whole mess. We're talking about thousands of years. So now, the essence, when you look at someone and you want to say that he's Jewish right now, it's if he holds the covenant of Isaac and holds or he holds the New Testament. I think it's the spiritual decision that you make what covenant you're holding. It's not about, again, I don't like this racial, you know what I mean? It's not like that's what I said. It's outdated terms because we're in a world. What do you mean America needs to be white? Like, what's your point here? It sounds weird, you know?
Well, no, I don't think
I
it
get
sounds weird at all. I mean,
To you, because you're in it.
The
but,
thing is,
to the all
Razel,
non-white
Razel,
You know what's
your
funny?
ideology. All right.
You know what's interesting? But by the way, you gotta lighten up, brother. Don't worry about it. Get married and do your thing. Don't worry about it too much. Just do your thing. Sometimes
no, at this point, Rabbi,
the evil inclination. Look,
Rabbi
brother,
Razel,
listen to me, Liz. You're too intense about it, Liz. The evil inclination tries to distract you. You find yourself a nice white wife and make more. Sorry, but listen, brother. By the way, I heard someone complain that in America, if you're white, you're just called American. But if you're any other kind of American, they say what your lineage is, because they don't call you European American.
Yeah.
They call the African Americans, and then they call the
Asian
Mexican
American,
Asian.
Native
So why is
American.
that? I'm saying what's weird about it, that this idea
I am a
of
Native
the,
American.
what?
I am a Native American.
What is that?
No, not. See, this is what people think. Those are
I
Indians.
am
Those
also.
are American Indians.
I am a native, natural-born American citizen, right? So,
I'm also I was born in Brooklyn, so hey.
Yeah,
Amen.
you see, this is what's wrong in the world. This is why I like rabbis like Rabbi Mizrahi, because those type of rabbis are leading the Jewish people, and that's what's making them win. And I want that exactly for my people.
I don't understand what you're saying at this point. Can you acknowledge anything I said to you, or are you just speaking because
No, I do. Rabbi
I tried to say
Razel.
things to you, and I don't know what you're answering about it.
Rabbi
That doesn't
Razel,
make sense.
I'll answer your question. You told me to get married to a white wife and have kids.
No, that was a joke. That's the only thing you want to take. No, I said to you that what's important is the spirituality and not the color of the skin. Can we address that point before my joke?
Okay.
About if you're
So-
worried about white America, then go have 10 children that are. But that was a joke.
Okay.
But okay.
we gotta maybe. be
Okay,
more-
well, Razel,
I need my,
why do you guys reject the black Jews?
We don't. There's a ton of black Jews in Israel. What are you talking about? What do you want? I just asked you, you know how many black Jews are in Israel? A lot.
No, there's not. You guys are 90% guys that look like you.
No, we're not. That's a lie. What do you mean? That's a complete lie. What are you talking about? That's not true. You know that there's Ethiopian Jews, Yemenite Jews, Iraqi Jews, Syrian Jews. What are you talking about? What are you talking
Jews
about?
are converted to Islam.
I'm
Jews
not
are like,
talking
like
about.
this.
I'm not talking about your fellow
I think
Shemites.
the problem
I'm
with
talking
I'm
about.
changing my joke. I think I see by your picture. I think you're obsessed with the whiteness of people, and maybe you should marry someone brown to kind of balance it out. Because I think you're very. How white are you? Very. I feel you're.
And you
very,
see,
very
you're
white.
laughing. You guys are laughing.
Yeah,
You
but
won't
it's
be
good that
laughing.
we're-
You
it's
won't
good
be
to have this-
laughing. You won't be laughing in 20 years when the boomers are gone and Gen Z's grown up and the younger
Brother, we
generation. You
believe- so
won't be
don't-
laughing. At,
Okay, look, you don't believe in God then, because
no,
you
I
will
do.
Always.
I do.
No, you don't. You think you do.
Yes, I
but
do.
You think you do, but you don't. But you think you do. Because
Why,
if you
why would
believed
I
in
believe
God,
in the Jewish God? I'm a Catholic. Why would I believe in the Jewish God?
I wanna teach you something. I know a lot of people that say that they believe in God, but the test.
No,
of
no,
someone
I
who
do.
believes
You're
in
not going
God-
to tell me I don't believe in God.
So I know it's uncomfortable for you, but the way you're talking is
No,
blasphemy.
I know it's uncomfortable for you.
No, I'm not uncomfortable. I'm having the time of my life. You are getting all intense, and you told me that I'm gonna not. You're gloomy, and you're like doomsday, and everything is bad, and you're worried, and you have anxiety. Let me tell you that
No, it's not. Everything is bad. Why would?
The real test of a man of faith is to have peace and in your soul, because you trust God completely, that everything is for the best of everyone. I'm not the one to say that there's no problems, but your whole approach and your attitude and even the sound of how you're talking is gloomy and complaining. And this is, for me, not a person of faith. Sorry to tell you the truth. Get happier, laugh a little bit. Don't get what are you so worked up about? And your main
Well,
point
I
is,
am happy.
your main point sounds like that America's not white enough, which I'm saying that's kind of a what is in your I don't know what your point is. What's and the Shemites? You talk about the Shemites. I don't know. It's a bit
Okay,
peculiar.
Razel, I think that I
Yeah.
heard him say at the end, just like he admires, I'm going to use that word, admires these Jewish rabbis, like I forgot the one that he referenced by name.
Mizrahi.
Mizrahi. Thank you. Who are leading kind of like the Israel people today towards some kind of end goal that he wishes our country, America's leaders would, I guess, kind of like imitate or maybe try to like I don't like adopt or something like that. If I'm right or wrong, let me know that. And I forgive me if my laughter especially just kind of like made you feel like I was mocking you. I think Razel's a very funny
That's
guy.
what it was. That's what it was, and you can't even you answer to what I said. You're mixing it up. You're not saying what I said.
I didn't. So
You're mixing it
everything
to
that
your liking. You're
everything
mixing
that
it to your liking.
I am. I just did.
I am.
Yes, you are.
Oh. But okay, so once again, what do you like about this Rabbi Mizrahi again? I'm finding it very hard to even understand what you're trying to say. So what do you like about him?
Mizrahi, right? I didn't
Yeah.
hear you. Yeah.
Mizrahi, yes.
Well, I like what he does for the Jewish people, right? I mean, that's why
What
they're
is
number
that?
one in the
What
world.
does he
Well,
do?
can I
What does
can
he
I get a
do?
minute? Can I just get a minute
But
to?
just clarify yourself for people who don't know.
I like what he does for the Jewish people because rabbis like that, Jewish ideology like that, is what the Jewish people are running off. That's what's making them great. It's not this.
What do you
You
mean
know,
this and that?
and
Like, just say what
look
it
at it.
is.
Look at it. They want the death to the Josephites because they look back to Rome. They look back to World War II. They look back to all this stuff, man. They look back to uh, Louis the 14th. They look back to Edward. They look back to all this, and they see. And I know you do too. You have more like what you call morality, but is it really morality in the end of the day? I think you might have a confusion.
All right. So you said that Rabbi Mizrahi wants what? Some people here don't know who he is, so I just ask you to clarify when you say what you like about him to say what it is.
Well, I mean, he has a lot of truth in what the Jewish people believe. Like, if 6 billion goy perished, right, that the amount of souls in the world would not change. And that's the type of attitude it takes to win in this world.
That's something that he said.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
it is. I mean, that's a rabbi. That's a very influential rabbi.
So what? But I don't think he said that. That's not what I said. He said that what? I mean, again, you're not clear. Even in the comments, people don't understand what you want. Okay, so brother, go and do your thing. I don't know. What's your question? I'm giving you like one last question. I try to answer everything you asked me. I
Well,
have my
Rabbi
opinion.
Razel, I wanted to get deep into what you really believe, but I don't think you're going to tell me.
No, I told you. What do you mean? Look, what do you mean? About what did I tell you? Believe about what? What do you want?
Okay, so let me ask you this.
Yeah.
You know, you don't care if whites are a minority in their homelands in Europe and even in other places like North America. So what happens when the left wins? Because that's what's going to happen when white people are out. What happens when Israel stops getting funding? When these other Shemite countries like Saudi Arabia,
Which
Turkey,
funding from the United
Egypt,
States?
what
The
happens
United
when they
States?
get nuclear bombs? What happens then?
What, the
What happens to
funding from the
Israel?
U.S.?
I want to ask you, what happens to Israel?
The funding from the U.S.?
Yeah, and using our military.
What? Well, that's two different things. If they stop the funding, well, again, we're fighting a common enemy. So you said two different things.
Well, it's not a common enemy. Why would Iran be our enemy?
Your? Of course it is. Because they call us little Satan and you big Satan, and it's a conflict between values.
Well, Rabbi
What do you
Razel,
mean? But they're burning the U.S. flags
are you
next to
serious,
Israel.
Razel?
What?
This is what I mean. I want to get to your deeper thoughts because
What is
there's
this? This
people
is
all
like
over the world. There's people all over the third world. I know Iran's not a third world
is like
country,
a
but there's
therapist
people
that I
all over
never
the
paid
third
for.
world saying, you
I
know,
want to go
China's
back.
saying,
I want to go back to
China
your
says,
mother. I want to
China
go.
says, what'd you say?
No, you're like a therapist. It's like a therapist session that I didn't book because it's like I want to go back to how your mother treated you as an infant. What do you want from me? Listen, I trust in God. Listen to me once again. Israel is not here by coincidence. It doesn't matter what happens. I believe in the prophecies of the Jewish prophets because I'm crazy. Now, again, God warns us. I'm not a blind person that understands that there is not, of course, there's politics and this, but the way you're talking about it, who's in control? God or white people? I'm sorry.
No, it is God. I never said it wasn't.
So whatever needs to happen, let me tell you what will happen. This is the Jewish prophecy. Let me tell you what will happen. This is how it's going to happen. The powers that are against Israel, representing the God of Abraham, will get stronger and stronger. Why? Just like in Egypt. So the fact that they will win, by meaning the spirituality of the God of Abraham is what will win, it will be miraculous. And it will cause all the people in the world to more and more accept that one eternal, merciful God, and we will have peace in the world. So if what's meant to happen is that they're going to get nuclear, they're going to blah, 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 it's all in the hands of God, because the prophecies say that they will turn against Jerusalem, and this is what's happening. So I'll tell you a story, I'll tell you a little story. There's a prophecy, I think it's Isaiah, I'm not sure, that foxes will roam where the temple used to stand, but then the temple will be rebuilt. It's a prophecy. It's either whatever, Isaiah, or Yirmiyahu. Anyway, there's a prophecy that says that the temple will get destroyed. Foxes will roam where the holy sites used to be, but it will be rebuilt and glorious than before. Something like that. Okay, now, there's a story about a rabbi that goes to the area of the temple after the destruction, Rabbi Akiva with his students, and they literally see a fox running. And his students, they start weeping. Oh, I can't believe it. There's a fox. The temple has been destroyed, but he's happy. And they ask him, what are you happy about? He says, because if this prophecy is true, then also the next part is true. So you're looking, if you're trusting God, God says it's called it get worse to get better. It's like clearing an infection. It's like things get bad, but they will get better, because if you trust in God, it all ends well. As they say, all is well that ends well. So the evil forces need to rise to create the drama, the story for humanity, but righteousness win, like a good movie. That's why we like a good movie or a good soccer game, that on the 90th minute, the good team scores one goal and changes the game. So don't take it too seriously. Like, that's what I'm saying. You're caught up in all these political things, and you're going 3,000 years ago, who's a Shemite and who's a this. I'm explaining to you that my approach, and I'm not even, Mizrahi might be an expert in this, because I don't do the politics. I'm not so, half of what you're talking about.
It's not, I don't get when
I haven't
people say
heard about,
politics.
I don't even know about Vatican II at this point. I'm out of the loop. I didn't know there's a new one. Where is it? It's in the same location.
Vatican II, so Pope Pius X, who I was telling you about, and this guy above me said, laughingly mocked it, right? Oh, the 10th Pope of Pius, or whatever the heck he said.
Okay, to give him some credit,
So what I'm telling you, Pope Pius was the Pope
like a
of
candy.
the World War II era, right? And before and a little bit after. And his whole mission, right, his life mission was to preserve traditionalism and Catholicism.
Okay.
And after he died, and a couple popes after, what he spent his life's mission in, almost every pope happened, right? The church gave in to modernism. And that's what Vatican II is. They loosen the grip on all these, on our sacred rules, our traditions. So you can go two ways with this as a Christian, a Catholic especially, right? You could go the Revelations route, that you guys are about to build your third temple. You can go the Revelations route.
Yes.
Or you can go what we've interpreted what the Josephites' destiny was, right? The Shemites were the original chosen people. The Josephites were destined to take a hold of that and become the new chosen people and conquer the world with Christianity. But there's really two ways you can go. You can either be doomer and you can be sad, or you can be, hopeful for the future. But I want to ask you, Rabbi Razel.
And just for the comments, Professor Z, when he says the Josephites is the children of Yefet, the sons of Noah, but they call them Josephites. But it sounds like they're the children of Joseph. Yeah, brother, with all the respect, yeah. Okay, yeah, last questions. Look, as I said, I'm not saying, you know what, you're smarter than me, you know more about this than me. I don't know, again, why you're so concerned about this, because you should concern, there's a saying in Hebrew, I'm just giving you some tips, it's friendly tips, yeah. It's called Daled Amotecha. Do you think, what's your personal role? What can you do to affect this? What's your job as a good Christian? What's the best thing you could do to improve the world? Personally, though.
Well, the only thing you can do today is take a hold of capitalism and change the world through what you want your ideologies to become true through capitalism, because you ain't going to do it through preaching. I'll tell you that much. That's the only thing good left in the West is capitalism. So you're going to have to take a hold of that. That's what I'm trying to do.
You're
right?
trying to get a hold of capitalism?
Yes, take a hold of capitalism. Who are all the most influential people in this world? They're all
You're scaring
capitalists.
me. You're like a guy that's gonna do something, and we're gonna find your manifesto in a backpack. No, the correct answer. The correct
Trust me.
answer is the correct.
Trust me,
one second.
I would never do
I'm
something
joking. I'm joking.
myself.
Bad joke. Sorry. It's late. Listen, the best thing you can do is serve God and build a family of righteous people and be righteous yourself and help people and inspire people to be, because what you're saying, I don't think actually that's what you're supposed to do. You, with all the respect, you're gonna what? Take over capitalism?
Take hold.
Come on.
Take hold of
Take hold.
capitalism.
And build Vatican III the capitalist way.
No, I'm going to destroy Vatican II. I'm going to bring it back
Okay,
to
brother, let's
traditionalism.
relax. Let's relax here. You're not gonna destroy anything.
Okay, well, Rabbi Razel, let me ask my last question, because you seem like you don't understand me or
You're better
guys
than
like
me.
Rabbi Mizrahi or
Why are you,
any
brother?
of that.
I want to ask you. I'm gonna now go more strict. If I'm telling you this, is what I would say if you were my son. So, are you dating? Why aren't you getting married?
Well, Rabbi Razel, why would I get married through the government? I mean, in my people's current, population numbers, I see it as you have to have multiple wives. Like,
I've never heard that answer in my whole life. That's a great answer, by the way. You're funny.
Can I finish?
Okay, sure. But brother,
I'm
actually
telling you right now,
I'm worried about you.
my people need to reproduce with multiple, have many descendants.
So you want many wives? Okay, start with one. But I don't know. That's okay. But where's the first one?
I am in my younger 20s, so yeah, by at least 3 years I will have one. But I want to ask you, Rabbi Razel, what do you think will happen when you guys, if you guys build your third temple? What do you think will happen after? And what if nothing happens after?
There's not a way. Again, I'm religious. I don't think it's written in the scripture, which I believe, which is great, because it's such a great thing. I don't think, and I don't sit like you with a map in my basement with lines, like those people with the map, with the Shemites and the Josephites, and I don't sit all day.
Okay, if you're such a man of God, why are you attacking me this whole time?
I'm actually trying to make you closer to God. That's your interpretation, because I think you're caught up
so
in a
now
bad
it's my
thing.
interpretation.
Okay, listen, whatever, do whatever you want. In the end, as my father in blessed memory used to say, we all cook a soup and we all eat our soup. You're going to live your life and I live mine. I'm telling you that I'm answering you like I would answer a friend, that you're caught up in things that are way above your league. You're not
You're not going to tell me these things will not be above my league.
Can I finish my sentence?
In soon time.
Can I? Don't get offended now. I did not attack you. I'm going to say again what I wanted to say. Listen, the prophets, Isaiah, Yechezkel, Yirmiyahu, and Zechariah, all of them say the same thing. The building of the third temple is the bringing of the Messianic age when there's no more war. And by the way, my focus in life is to have peace in the world and no more war. But I'm telling you that I'm not sitting around again, I feel God tells you also. I didn't even finish to tell you. It's a Dalet Amotecha. It's called the four walls of your house. This is your temple. Let's see you raise righteous children. It's difficult. It's easy to sit and judge from the stands. You're sitting, I don't know where, on TikTok, judging the entirety of humanity with your
You're sitting on TikTok too.
but I'm not sitting here judging the world politics as if I'm preaching about what we should do and capitalism. I'm talking about my country. Yeah, okay, but what you're talking about, don't you see?
Razel,
And by the way, I don't know how much time, but I have children, and that's kind of a full time. It's very difficult to once you do it. Let me tell you something. While this conversation is happening, I had to run a few times to change diapers. Okay, this is listen. I want to tell you something. To raise righteous children is the essence of what God wants from you, and to be spiritual. You are claiming that you have an understanding of world politics. I'm trying to grasp my scripture and represent the things about Judaism, and that's why. But you think that you've got the world kind of figured out and what needs to be happen and this, but it's all in your head, buddy. It's influenced. You don't really have the big picture. That's why I'm telling you should narrow. I'm giving you an advice. You want to call it attack? Narrow your perspective to what you can actually do. You just said that you're going to destroy Vatican II, whatever that means, and you said these these are things for you're 23. It just doesn't sound right. It sounds like I'm telling you, it doesn't sound right, because you should be focusing on what you're studying and building a family. And then when you're 40, people also, our sages say this, between 20 and 30, you rely on your power to build a family. Anyway, each decade things change. When you're 40 and 50 is where the time you start giving advice, okay? Just a 20-year-old, you have no idea. Look, you have never run a city. You've never run a family. You've never been in combat, I assume. So I find it arrogant for you to judge.
Yeah, I've been in physical combat. I haven't been in, sitting on a base, military base,
You've been in physical combat, meaning behind the 7-Eleven that someone punched you? What do you mean I talked a real...
like martial arts, like boxing and...
This guy, now you're trolling, I feel, but I feel he's ironic sometimes. I feel you are ironic, like sometimes I'm not. But anyway...
What? Like boxing's a normal thing?
No, but I meant like a conflict, like a war, like something. Brother, with your knowledge of martial arts and your goal to destroy Vatican II, I wish you, I don't see how you're not
It's not about that, though, and I can see behind
you. You're going to karate
I can see behind
the Vatican II Pope.
I can see your true vision for the world.
You're going to wax on, wax off.
You are a heretic.
Vatican.
You preach what you don't believe.
Me?
Right? Yes. You try to win over the people, and you don't believe that deep down.
There's like 35 people here, and I know half of them. Wait, what am I trying to do?
First of all, why are you saying, you have to have kids at 20 and 30? Didn't you say you're going to change a diaper? You're like 55, 60, 65?
Thank you. I don't know. Wait.
I don't know. Is it your grandkid or...
No, we don't stop in Judaism. We never stop. We just don't stop. We just keep going.
Yeah. So why are you going after me for saying, I want to have as many kids as possible?
No, that's not the point of what I said. Once
Because
again,
you followed it up with you're trying to preserve your race, and therefore you gotta have multiple wives to be able to accomplish that goal. That's where I heard, and I was like,
no, I never said wives. You don't have to have wives by the government standards. Marry through the church. Do not marry through the government.
No, I told you this. Now, seriously speaking, because your personal spiritual salvation and happiness relies on the wife and children you will have 1,000 times, 1,000,000 times more than whatever happens with Vatican II. And every moment you're focusing on this, whatever this is, you're wasting time. That's what
Razel,
I
you
meant. Now
can't
I'm telling you
even
this in
tell
good
me
faith.
what
One
will
second, one
happen
second.
when the third temple,
One
if it
second,
ever
one
actually
second,
gets
one
built.
second, brother. I'm telling you this in good faith, actually.
How are you a rabbi and you can't tell
I'm
me
not a
what
rabbi.
will
I'm
happen?
not a rabbi.
He's not a rabbi.
But it doesn't matter. Listen, don't avoid what I told you. Listen to me carefully one last time, and then we'll drop you. Your spiritual salvation.
Daniel, what? Yeah, you couldn't drop me in your life.
Yeah, in your life, in this
You
life. of course.
heretic.
I'm a heretic now. Now you got offended. Listen, brother. I'm going to tell you one last time. Your spiritual existence and happiness relies on the life you build and not you pointing to the world, pointing out problems that you think you're better than everyone. Is that clear now?
I'm taking action. I'm not doing that.
I hope you don't, because we're going to find, after these actions, we're going to find you with a backpack full with manifestos.
It reminds me of Don Quixote. Have you read that, Razel? Like, I'd never read it, but my father told me, just like, son, you remind me of Don Quixote. And I was like, what? You tell me you've read a book, Dad? I was just like all defensive. But when I was finally able to just like accept like the seed that my father had planted, when I was having like my Messiah complex moment, right? Like I was just like, I think I'm the second coming of Jesus, Dad. And I thought he was going to throw me into like therapy. I was hoping he would throw me into therapy, but he said, son, you sound like Don Quixote fighting windmills. And I was just like, what does that even mean? And I just had to look it up on AI, and it just said, yeah, Don Quixote is this guy, this character with this delusion of grandeur.
Yeah, I know that. Sure. I know that.
And everybody in the village just sees him just like fighting like literal windmills. Just like, hey, dragon, I'm here to save the princess. And everybody's like, that's Don Quixote, Don Quixote Senior son. Is there?
Yeah, there's a song about it. Okay, don't get offended, Angelico. Take it easy. Don't worry. Whatever. Don't worry about it. Yes, let's say hi to this.
Razzle.
Yes.
Have you turned a new leaf, or do you like treat people who are Christian different to Muslims? It's just mad. I don't understand why you do that. You're so gentle with him. When it comes to Muslims, you unleash a fury that I've never seen before. It's crazy.
Thank you. First of all, thank you.
It's not a compliment.
First of all, thank you.
You need to check yourself a little bit,
Thank you for the.
You got to be more equitable, right? It's just got to be fair.
First of all, it's another therapy session that I did not book, but let me explain to you something.
I'm just checking in, innit? That's all.
Let me explain to you something. Christianity, yeah, in essence, yeah, is a million. Now, I'm not, again, you know me, I'm a man of scripture. I know in history things happen, but that's for me impossible to judge. I'm not saying that the Christian history is this or that, but I judge the scripture. The Islamic texts are horrible towards Jews and Christians and declare a war against my people, call us pigs and monkeys and rats and to unalive us and cut us up. So of course I'm going to be. What do you mean? And by the way, this guy is not coming up as a Christian to tell me that the Muslims that I am furious about are the ones justifying and trying to blame Israel for things as if to wipe us out is a good thing. What do you expect? And by the way, right now, in my lifetime, I'm from the Middle East, I never had any Christian person do anything to me. On the other hand, me and my family.
Okay, so you're using your personal experience, but you just said you rely on scripture.
I said that on TikTok, I rely on scripture to keep it clean. Of course, I have my personal experience that right now, October 7th was not done by Christians, was done by Muslims, and they quote texts that are horrible. So I'm going to defend my people by doing this. Of course. So what do you mean?
But I'm saying it's imbalanced because, like, if you was to go by history,
I don't need to be balanced, but I don't care about balance. I'm not here to be balanced.
Well, I'm disappointed in you, I must say, Razzle.
I'm gonna forget. I'm gonna forget about you in the next 3 minutes. Who cares that you're disappointed in me? What's your remind me who you are? You're Muslim?
I'm a Muslim. Yeah.
I guess. Thank you. So how surprising that is. So let me tell you something. I wanna compare. There's nothing to even compare, brother, because Islam Islam calls me in your scripture, calls my people pigs and swine, and goes on for horrific. I mean, I can't even tell you. So of course I'm going to fight that harshly. You can't compare that to the New Testament. So I'm disappointed in you that you're Muslim and you try to sound like a nice guy and you believe in this filth.
Look at Australia.
Yeah, but
Can you want me to show you? You want me to show you the filth in your religion that you're going to justify? I mean, I have it already here. So you want to go? Like, what are you talking about?
You're ready, okay? But I already explained. We can go through one of them. Sure, let go through one of them that's causing you trouble. But what I'm saying to you, and I said this to you last time when I jumped on. I said to you that
Yes, Dad.
yeah, I said to you that you have to take the revelations from the Quran and the teachings from the what do you call it, the Hadith.
You're Muslim. This guy, what do you call him?
Contextually, you
What
can't
do you call
just
him?
yeah.
Okay, you know what? I'm doing a fun. I'll do this for you. I'll do it fun
Yeah.
for you. Let's do it quickly. Look, I do a new thing. I'm trying with ChatGPT. I know you don't like it, but just to make it quicker, But and then we'll talk about but I want to go through the list. Let's do it. Okay, I'll do it quick because I don't have the whole time. Okay, doesn't the Quran, it tells that Allah got angry with some Jews and turned them into apes?
One moment. Yep, that is in the Quran.
Okay, another question. Does it also then associate them with swine?
Hold on. Yes, it does.
In the Hadith, does it say that they were turned into rats?
Checking. Yes, there's a hadith.
The reason for them being turned into rats is what exactly?
One sec. It doesn't give a reason. It just says that a group of the children of Israel was lost and the prophet thought they might have been turned.
Okay, in the Quran, how many times does it mention the word Yahud?
Checking. Yahud מופיע בקוראן 8 פעמים. אם תרצה אוכל לפרט את 8 הפסוקים.
All right, in those 8 times that it mentions Yahud, is it generally it's bad things?
Check. בגדול, כן.
Answer in English.
ביקורתי. Yes. Most of the 8 verses are critical in tone.
Does it say that they would be the most stubborn of people to defeat?
Let me see. Yes, it says.
Is there a verse in the Quran saying to not make allies of the Jews or the Christians?
One moment. Yes. The verse is Quran 5:51.
In the Hadith, how many times does it say, may Allah's curse be upon the Jewish people? How many times, roughly?
Checking. I can't give you a reliable count, but there are several well-known hadiths that include.
And for what reasons are they cursed? For what reasons?
Hold on. Several different reasons. Some hadiths say it's because of taking prophets' graves as places of worship, another for financial circumvention of divine commands.
And the Hadith, the famous one, 2922, that says to bring the last hour, the Muslims have to fight the Jews and kill all of them. Why is that so? What's the reasoning behind it?
Let me check that. The hadith you're talking about is Sahih Muslim 2922. It describes an end times battle. However, it doesn't give a reason within the text itself as to why that conflict happens. Later interpretations vary.
Is there anything good said about the Jewish people?
Checking. Yes, there are also positive passages. For example, one verse says that not all among the people of the book are alike, and praises a righteous group. Others recall God's favor to the children of Israel.
But 1 second, the children of Israel, is it true that when they say the children of Israel, they're meaning the historical people and not the term Yahud, which is the Jews at the time of Muhammad? When they say Bnei Israel, the children of Israel, they're referring backwards.
Hold on. Yes, that's an important distinction. In general terms, Bnei
Okay, a lot of Muslims say that all these stories are just in a certain context, but wouldn't you agree if there's a literature that mentions the Jews tens and hundreds of times, all negatively, pigs, monkeys, rats, cursed, 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 end time, war, the trees and stones, kill the Jew, and all that, that it is a negative approach towards the Jewish people?
One moment. It's understandable that you see it that way. The texts do include harsh and polemical passages, and some readers interpret them as being...
Okay, by the way, just to clarify, Muhammad in his days had a fight with Jewish people at Khaybar, that's right?
Yes. Early Muslim sources describe that Muhammad fought the Jewish community.
What did the Jewish community in Khaybar do wrong to deserve Muhammad to attack them?
Checking. According to traditional Islamic accounts, the campaign was tied to political and military concerns. It's not simply framed as, quote, because they were Jewish. However, the broader historical assessment of what precisely happened is much more complex and debated.
Is it true that he beheaded the Jewish leaders and married the daughter of one of them?
One moment. Yes, with an important clarification. Kanana ibn Arabi, a leader at Khaybar, was executed, reportedly by beheading. Separately, Safiya bint Foye, whose father had been executed earlier, was taken.
Okay, is it true that people like Imam Sudais and the Muslim Brotherhood quote the lines that I was just now referring to as a reason to declare jihad on the Jewish people? I'm not saying that it's rooted in all Islamic traditions, but many Imams, Imam Sudais, the Imam Husseini of Jerusalem, the Muslim Brotherhood, that is the umbrella organization for Hamas, Hezbollah, ISIS, Daesh, Taliban, all quote the verses that I just showed you to declare war on the Jewish people.
One moment. There are a few different claims here. It's true that some Islamist movements and preachers have cited these texts in hostile ways. That is well documented. At the same time, other Muslim scholars interpret them in narrower or historical terms, not as a general command.
All right. Okay, got it. Yes, listen, the thing is this, when you claim that claim of like contextual, you're as if telling me that there is no problem. And I just find it so disingenuous, because you're trying to delete my whole problem that I just showed you by saying it's contextual. Oh, it's these Jews, it's that, and avoiding the fact that the overall picture is what it is. Are you still there, Prince?
No, I'm still here.
When you say contextual, when you say contextual, and by the way, the main hadith about the end time war that you have to kill all the Jews is not contextual. It doesn't even say why. But it just says that the end goal, there can't be the last hour without that happening. So it encourages people to strive for that, or as you say, to jihad for that. But the thing is, when you say contextual, it's like as if to delete the whole problem.
No, that's not what we're saying. We're just saying to just try and not rely on AI first and foremost.
Come on. Everything here was accurate. Come on.
No, it was accurate. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying to you, don't rely in your understanding. Don't
I am not relying on. I've got brother. I grew up in the middle. Brother, let's me introduce myself. I grew up in Israel and I've lived there for 42 years. So I've talked to so many imams. I've been in mosques. I've been in Gaza. I've been in Lebanon. I'm not basing this like some kind of Westerner guy sitting in Starbucks in Sweden. I know exactly. I can quote to you. So I'm just doing this AI thing to make it quick. And I know the tafsir exactly of all these things, including Quran 533, what is corruption, who's corruption, the robbers, and all the I know a lot. So don't, and again, you're avoiding my point. It mentions the Jews in a horrible way. It's in a disgusting way. And if there was any religion calling your people that, you would be on my side. But you have to justify it now. Let's see how you do it. Go ahead. Yeah. Don't tell me it's because of AI. It's irrelevant.
No. I'm just saying to you, if you listen to the AI, you would obviously find some holes in your own understanding, judging from the AI's perspective or
Once
presentation
again,
of the
picking on
religion.
the avoiding
So
the problem,
no,
avoiding the
no, no, no,
problem,
no. There is
avoiding the
problems. There
problem.
is problems. I'm not denying that. I am. I understand that it can be deemed problematic for you as a
And now I'll
Jewish
tell you why I'm
person to.
furious. Not only there's problems, the essential thing I'm going to say without offending you, but this is my truth. The Quran is nothing but a mashup of all kinds of religious texts put together. They're quoting our Torah, they're quoting the Christian New Testament, they're quoting the Talmud, even if you don't know. And then there's nothing new about it. The only addition to it is this hostility towards Christians and Jews, which appears so many times. Why we do mention, if it was contextual, they could have said, when it says the unbelievers or stuff like that, then I would agree with you. Okay, that's general. Why does it have to mention Jews and Christians so many times?
Well, to be honest with you, the way I interpret these kind of issues in regards to Jewish people is like, you have to understand, when it was talking about it at that time, they were a specific group of people that were determined to undermine the authority and the prevalence of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So
No.
when you're talking about the Quraysh, the Banu Qurayza war and the persecution of them, as you portray it, it wasn't just like that. When they went there because they broke the treaty, and there was some military, as the AI stated, there was some disagreements and concerns about their safety. So, and even when you're talking about the beheading of the people of the Banu Qurayza, it wasn't judged by the Prophet. The authority was given to somebody of their own community to judge that. And I'm sure you know this already, but you judge the superior authority for allowing this to happen. Fair enough. That's
Amazing.
what I say. I agree. I accept that you have concerns with Islam, but you should in some respect take it contextually. There are issues between our faiths. We wouldn't be a strong faith
It's just
if there weren't
one-sided.
issues.
We
We have to
just
say,
it's
in Islam,
one-sided. We don't have an issue. No one in a synagogue is talking about your religion. Yet your religion has my religion in the book.
you literally just said that our book is a mashup of this, that, and the other, and you find it abhorrent. So fair enough, that's your perspective. But the thing is, in Islam is the truth. So when we
Of course it
when
is.
we share it, so when we share
Of
it
course it
to
is.
the world, we have to share the truth. We can't go
Amazing.
half-hearted with
Well,
it. But it does not
Yeah.
mean
Prince,
that
can I ask
we
you
have to go
something
and persecute these
about your
things.
Quran and your prophet? Why is Jesus Christ your Messiah? Why is that? But you all
That's how we
look
accept
up
it.
to Muhammad. How can that
No,
be?
we don't. We no. Muhammad was this final seal. He was the seal of prophethood. There is no more prophet after that. He,
Of course.
in the clearest terms, produced
Okay,
the
but how
Quran,
can Jesus Christ
and
be your Messiah?
because the story is stated historically. Many Jews in the time of Isa alayhi salam, who you call Jesus, accepted him, and there were a vast majority of people that didn't.
Look, one
Sorry,
second,
brother.
guys.
Go
One
on.
second, guys. Look, Prince. Look, this is from me again. Look. I want to go back to, there's ikar and tafel, we say in Hebrew. There's the essence, and then there's details on the side. I just mentioned to you, like, there's so many things. The reality is, whatever you want to say about Khaybar and why he beheaded and who beheaded, is that Muhammad, they were not undermining him. What they did is exactly what I'm doing now. They tested him as a prophet, and he failed all the tests. There were 3 tests we do to a prophet, and I can explain to you. It's a story. Muslims also know the story. And once they did not approve him as a prophet, and until this day, they try to do everything they can do to wipe out the Jews and condemn them. Now, the problem is that these texts, not just against the Jews, about all non-believers and Christians, are causing right now, as we're talking, you asked me about the Christians, just since the year 2000, 70,000 tear attacks all over the world. You know how many? Like, we're talking about an average of 2,000-3,000 a year. Are you now? That's the real problem. Now you wanna again. You're pointing the finger. You come up here. You're disappointed in me about what? What's your issue? Like what? Bro, if this wasn't the case, I wouldn't care. We should be furious because we're not gonna sit here while you people call this thing the truth. It's copied from our book. Amazing, amazing truth. Wow, you copied it from the laws of Moses. All the stories are the stories of Moses. Wow. And then you go around the world trying to implement Sharia, trying to take jizya from people, trying to humiliate people, and you come here to tell me this. Who are you? And there's 70,000 T attacks just in the last 26 years or 25. Go check. The Muslim countries look like a mess. Yeah, within them, in Congo, in Sudan, in Yemen, look what's going on. It's not working. If he was the last prophet, it should be working. It's working badly. It's looking badly. It's working badly. The evidence is the text and the history and the statistics. And all you have to answer, what you're doing, you're not even aware. In a way, in the end, you blame the Jew. Because now it's about you come to
No, I don't.
your
I
only
don't blame the
response.
Jews.
Every response you made now is blaming me for how I read and what I should do.
No,
And
no,
yes,
no.
everything I have it recorded. You have said nothing to defend. Everything you said is about me and how I read, and you're disappointed in me. Yeah, that's everything you said.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't put Jewish people on a pedestal.
Me,
Where
no, you blamed me for not reading correctly and AI.
no,
You have said nothing.
I didn't blame you. I said I'm disappointed in you, Razel, because you put a difference, yeah, between
Yes, Dad.
when you talk to Christians like Anglo, whatever, American Destiny, yeah, you're
Yeah.
so gentle with him. You're so gentle with him, and
Because
he's
his book doesn't call. He
he's
follows a
saying
Jewish
things.
guy. He follows a Jewish man that he praises a Jewish man and praises the Torah where he came from. You guys spit on us and call me rats.
But
Why?
no,
I should be furious at you because this guy, with all our
Razel,
disagreements, he followed the Jew. You guys, why do you have a text that you teach
Razel, that's
children?
idolatry.
Shut up. Why do you have text? I'm going to be much more furious now. Why do you have a text that Muhammad said that my people are rats? There's not even a reason. And then he says that rats are mischievous animals. You can kill them in the sanctuary. Are you kidding me? I don't care. Idol worship is not my problem right now in the world. This is my problem. And to say that it's from God is blasphemous. What, are you kidding me?
Okay. Well, look, I can only apologize and condemn the actions.
Leave it. Admit
No, I'm
this
not.
is nonsense.
No,
It's garbage.
No, what these people are doing is out of
Garbage.
Islam. It's out of
Garbage.
Islam.
No, it
It-
is. You are out.
It is
That is the
haram.
thing.
What
I
they're
told
doing
you.
is
I
haram.
talk
You
to honest
understand,
Muslim
Razel?
people. Honest Muslim people know the truth and they leave. You are because
No,
you're
no, you're not
emotionally
going to intimidate me to leave.
you are emotionally attached to it for whatever reason that you try to twist the truth. The truth is what I'm telling you because it's written simply. No one needs you make it sound like, oh, we need 7 different interpreters to understand what it means when you call people rats and to bring the last hours we have to kill all of them.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying
we
take some time.
Come
That's all
on,
I'm
stop the nonsense, brother. You're lying, and definitely. Look, you're either because you're emotionally connected. I don't know what. You went to a mosque, you talked to God, you had some goosebumps. I don't know what happened to you. Amazing, connect to God. This text, brother, is hateful and violent and gross. I mean, I haven't even shown the gross hadith where it's his wife's cleaning his semen from his clothes and all the disgust. I don't want to go there. Because I'm giving you some respect. But to call my people, the Jews are like rats. Because why? Because they don't drink the milk of a she-camel. By the way, you know why that is? Because there was a debate between the laws of Moses and Muhammad if you can eat camel. And the Jews, Moses said no. And he said yes. And then to mock the Jews, he said, oh, if they don't eat, then they must be cursed and they're like rats. And these are disgusting things that you call holy. So
Well,
yeah,
I'll
I'm
look
gonna
into
do. I'm gonna do
into
it.
that. I'll look into that, and I'll come to a
Fine, look
response
into
for
it.
that. But generally speaking, we don't consider you like enemies or whatever. If you're
Yes, you do.
persecuting,
Yes, you
it's
do.
the
You
actions. It's
don't.
the
Yes, you
actions.
do. Yes, you
It's
do. You don't. But the imams, all the imams in the Middle East, I can show you. I have
yeah, but
hundreds of records here.
they have to
No, they don't have to.
refer.
This has been
No,
going
listen.
for 1400 years. Listen to me very carefully.
No, but in order for it to be Islamically legitimate, they have to refer to a actual. They have to refer to something
I
that
just
is
showed
actually
you
happening.
all the verses
So,
that
for
they refer
example,
to. I just showed you what they refer to when the imams of everywhere in the Middle East, of Mecca and Jordan and Egypt and Syria and Lebanon, teach in the mosque, the Jew is the offspring of the pig and the rat and the monkey and the blah blah blah, and we should unalive all of them because they betrayed Muhammad because of the treaty, and they give prizes and they give virgins in the sky, and this whole culture that is a problem. You are, thank God, if you're not in that culture, I just want to explain to you, there is no peaceful version. What you are, there's no peaceful version of Islam. That's like what I tell you. If I tell you that I don't eat kosher food and I do eat pig, God forbid, I'm not following a peaceful version of Judaism. I just don't follow what I find incompatible to me, which is what you're doing. You are not following these verses because maybe you're a decent human being, God willing, but don't tell me that this is not your religion. Your religion states it so many times. I mean, how many verses do I need to show you?
No, but what I'm saying to you, Razel, just give me a moment. Don't be so antagonized by my presence. All I'm saying to you is that when you utilize these verses in the Quran and teachings from the Prophet in the Hadith, you have to, and you want to utilize it for the current times, for today, you have to legitimately approach it. You can't just say, so for example, what's happening in Israel, many Israelis rightly do prove against what's going on or what's being claimed being used, like for example the persecution of Muslims and all of that. That's not necessarily true. There is an internal threat to their security, so therefore they're doing whatever they're doing. Whether it can be categorized as a G-side, that is for something that will be told or be assessed through the international court, whether you accept it or not. You guys don't accept it.
Again.
You guys don't accept it.
Brother, you care about G-side? You care about children?
Do I care about children?
Yeah, children dying is horrible, right?
Yeah, of course.
Well, how many children died in Syria in the last 5 years by their own government? Do you know?
Yeah, well, this is an Alawite kingdom.
How many?
It was an Alawite kingdom.
Say the number. Say the number. How many? I thought you care about the children. How many?
I don't. It's not my country.
80,000.
Yeah.
How many in Congo right now? How many Congo? You know what's happening in Congo right now?
It's happening all over the world. I'm not saying that it's Islamic though. I'm not saying that.
Of course it is. So what is it?
No. It's
yes,
not.
It is.
Because it's not.
Because it's a culture that doesn't sanctify life. It's a culture that teaches jihad and virgins in the sky. And by the way, you're still diverting. Let's talk. Let's keep going. I don't care. You're just diverting. You have said nothing. So when you meet, this is Quran now. So when you meet those who disbelieve, strike their necks until you have inflicted slaughter upon them. I'm just going to show the people a few lines. It's great. I will cast terror into the hearts of those who disbelieve. So strike above the necks and strike them for every fingertip. This is your scripture. Fight those who don't believe in Allah the last day among the people of the book. Because the people of the book are especially hated in that text. Especially. They have a special status. Yeah. When the sacred month had passed, kill the polytheists wherever you find them. The idea, I'm telling you that it is Islamic because the culture is the culture of the sword and the culture of violence. And that's why in all the Muslims country right now, in Congo, let me tell the people, since the 90s, these are Muslims against Muslims, over 6 million people. In Yemen, look, the numbers and the enslavement and the child abuse, and this is because this text is Muhammad being angry at everyone that they didn't accept him. This is what it is. Other than that, it's just copy-paste. Judaism and Christianity copy-pasted. It's all it is. Other than that, is Muhammad and his people very angry at the world that we did not accept him as a prophet. Sorry. And because you're so angry, for 1400 years, you think you can run around to impose Sharia and abuse people. This is the reality. Whatever, I don't care. What you want to say, Liz, explain these verses to me. Explain this to me. Explain these verses. I mean, I can go on for so long. These are so problematic. It calls for violence as a virtue. Where does it say anything about peace in this book?
No. You're adding to the text.
I'm
And I'm
not
sorry to
adding
say
anything
this.
to the
I'm
text.
sorry to say this, but
Sure. The public will
these
decide.
texts.
Blah blah blah
Yeah,
blah blah.
let the public
No
decide.
problem,
So
brother.
when this happened, when these things happen,
Why is there a hadith like this? Do not initiate the greeting of peace to Jews and Christians. Why would someone say something like that?
because when you guys used to say it to us, you used to say
No.
death
That's
upon
not
you.
this hadith.
That
No,
is
you
the
don't even know your
history.
religion.
That is the history of
No,
that.
that's
The
not the
reason
history.
behind
Liar.
it.
That was
No,
written. That was written 100 years later. What you're just saying as an excuse. This is
okay,
the
but that
first
is the
one.
teaching. That's the teaching I follow.
Right.
So
Amazing.
if you can't just call me a liar because I've given you a response that you don't
No, because
like.
you are a liar. Because the answer
It
that
doesn't fit
Muhammad.
your narrative.
Because the real answer, okay, brother, I've been doing this for a while. The real answer is that Muhammad got offended that the Jews and the Christians did not accept him as a prophet, and that's why he started hating them more and more. That's the absolute real answer, and everything you're saying is a joke. That's the real answer, and that's why the Jews and Christians are mentioned hundreds of times as people to look down upon, to look as someone who's the enemy, because they did not accept him as a prophet, because morally he was degenerate, he was a warlord, he was beheading, he had too many wives and child wife and all that. This is a moral issue.
Beheading was a normal thing in that culture. So don't
No, it
try and
was
make
not
it.
a normal thing in that culture.
It was a normal thing. It's called capital
No, it was
punishment.
not a normal thing in that
It's
culture.
called capital punishment. Capital
Amazing.
punishment existed.
So you're pro beheading. Got it. So now,
No, I'm not
amazing,
pro beheading.
amazing. That's
I'm not
amazing.
pro beheading. I'm just saying to you, stop trying to exaggerate capital punishment.
I'm not
that was normal
exaggerating.
in
My
the time.
people have been beheaded. You're the one who's trying to minimize it.
Okay,
You're
and
the
today,
one.
yes, of
My
course,
people
that
are
is terrible.
beheaded. My people. My.
Okay,
Because
I
of
said
your
to you,
sick text.
Oh my God! I'm saying to you,
Don't say his name in vain.
on behalf of the Muslim world.
Learn to conquer. You're not on
These
behalf of
people-
anyone. You're not in behalf of anyone. Talk for yourself. You don't represent anybody but yourself. You don't represent. Don't tell me in
you
behalf of the Muslim world. Who are you? I can tell you imams that are saying they're not cowards like you to say yes. We are at war with everybody, and especially the Jews and the Christians, and they don't hide it. You are just a coward Muslim that's trying to hide it, or you don't know it. So I'm helping you know it.
So
But
they
don't
can
tell
say,
me
I'm-
you don't represent Islam. In
Razzle.
what world do you represent Islam? Who are
Razzle,
you?
Razzle, they don't live in democracies, so they have less freedom. So they're living in a silo. No, listen. No, these people are living in a silo where they are perpetuating the same hatred for others when they do
Brother,
not
this-
have to. They do not. No, I'm sorry. This is the truth, though.
This
They
has been,
are-
no,
they
it's not the truth. Once again, this has been
It
going
is the
on
truth.
for
It is
1400.
the
No,
truth.
it's excuses. Actually, as if you have a wife and you have a, God forbid, a disagreement with your wife, and you do what you're doing, you're not actually saying the truth not even one time. It's just excuses, and they're lame excuses. This has been going on for 1400 years. So you blamed me, you blame the culture, you blame blame the false teachings of these texts that call to cut people up. Why would a holy text, why do you have in the Quran a text that tells people to punish people by cutting opposite limbs, a left hand and a right foot? Was that the norm at the time? Was that something normal at the time? You think that's something that was in the culture at the time?
Well, quartering lasted until the 14th century.
What lasted?
Quartering.
What's that?
It's basically when in England, where I come from, you band somebody's arm, each of the limbs with ropes, and then you just split them apart. Quartering. So these are things.
You are not English. Do not call yourself English. You're not English.
Oh, here he comes again.
He's like-
Okay.
he's like-
I didn't say I was English Anglo, so calm down. I said I'm from England. I was born here. So don't.
One second.
just calm
The
down.
fact, look, the
You can
fact
have
that there's-
your race
Prince,
identity. I'm
Prince,
not trying
Prince.
to steal it.
1 second, Prince.
I don't care about your identity is taking over the world with people that look like you. That is your race identity.
1 second,
I don't
brother,
care
but
if you
one
know
second,
my race.
one second.
Woosah, everybody.
But 1
Anglo,
second, what
calm
you
down,
said.
man. There's no race war just yet, bro. Like,
Prince,
chill out.
Prince, listen to me.
No,
listen
just
to me.
yet. Yes, there is.
1 second, guys. I'll let you go in a second. But just to finish the point, you're bringing me an answer that makes it worse. The fact that there's psychopaths in this world that there's serial killers also. Does it say
Capital
that,
punishment.
Quiet. Does it say in a scripture? In a scripture, does it tell you to cut people up on their opposite sides? And this is what you teach your children when you teach them the Bible study? Are you insane? It's not the same. What?
We don't teach our
You
children.
do teach. I'm from the Middle East. I'm from the Middle East, and they do teach, and I've seen it from my eyes. This is classic gaslighting. I've seen it with my eyes. Read Quran, chapter 533. The people who spread corruption in the land, you kill them, you crucify, you cut their opposite limbs. I'm reading you the line. And they do teach. And I've seen 5-year-olds teach it. And I see them tell it to me. So don't change my reality because you're drinking a Frappuccino and I don't know where. What do you mean they don't teach? You say these claims. You are out of touch of the world. What do you even know? What do you even know? You're not even from there. You don't even know what you're saying. How can you tell me that they don't teach? They teach us in the Quran.
So what I'm saying to you, I'm not trying to.
God said so. God said so. You believe that God told people to cut opposite limbs of spreaders of corruption on the land.
Well, look, I believe that this is talking specifically about war crimes.
No, it doesn't, because you don't know the tafsir. The tafsir talks about corruption in the land. It also applies to robbery if someone robs a 7-Eleven. Stop lying. You don't even know your scripture. Even all the Islamic interpreters don't talk about
calling
war.
me a liar, Razzle. Just calm down. Stop calling me a liar.
I don't care. I don't want. I'm having the time of my life. I love this because I can say my truth to a Muslim and I'm passionate and you can't do nothing about it.
Yeah, no,
So
you
don't
are
tell
doing
me to
something.
change
I'm
my
upset.
speech.
I'm
Leave.
upset that
I
you're
don't
calling me a
care what
liar.
you feel. I don't care what you're upset.
I
I'm
can't
upset at your garbage religion is what I'm upset at. Garbage.
Yeah, I'm saying that you can't call me a liar. Okay.
Garbage and a
You
liar.
can't call me a
And
liar.
yes, you have lied the whole
And
time.
also
The whole
say
time
I'm
you're lying
ignorant.
with your fancy.
You can't be both, Razzle. You can't be both.
What
You're
is
either
both?
a liar or you're ignorant. You can't be both.
So what
you
are
can't be
you?
an ignorant liar.
Well, look, I'm saying to
No, actually, you can. Actually, you mean,
no,
of
you
course, you
can't.
can be an ignorant liar. It's a
no,
thing.
no, it's not a thing. Well,
Yeah,
give me
it
the
is a
time.
thing.
So if I see something that is obviously a color of that we both agree on, and I go and say
You're like,
and I
you
go and
should be a
say,
politician. I've never seen you. You should be a politician because your ability to yap about nothing. I'm being so direct in what I'm telling you, and you're just yapping about nothing. Nothing you said. You're gonna convince me. You're gonna convince me that the Quran and the Hadith don't teach to hate the Jews and the Christians and the non-believers and smite them. Try and prove it. Just stop with
I
the
said to you,
nonsense.
we do not
Stop with the
actively
nonsense.
teach.
Don't say we, because I don't know where you're living in La La Land. We in the Middle East, the we that I've grown up in, that's what they teach and that's what they do. You,
But
if you
Razzle,
don't teach it because you're not a real Muslim,
Razzle, you
so
can't
leave.
say I'm not a real Muslim. You've got
You are not
Muslims
a real
in your
Muslim. You're
government.
what they
You've
call,
got
they would
Muslims
call
in-
you a coward Muslim that doesn't speak the truth because you're just lying.
Yeah, but they have no legitimacy in making
Here,
that claim.
I am an
You
ex-Muslim. I left Islam and I'm inclined to Judaism now. That's the
Congratulations.
truth.
Thank you.
Congratulations. But
Digest
what
the
I'm
truth
saying,
now. Digest the truth.
yeah, congratulations. But I'm saying to you, Razzle, you've got Muslims in your government, so you can't say to me that all Muslims believe the way you're portraying.
I never
it to me.
said all, not exactly, but I actually never said that and will never say it and never say it. I never said all Muslims nothing. I said so many times that it exists in the scripture, and my problem is with the scripture. And as long as it exists in the scripture, it will produce a certain amount of Muslims who will follow it. Muslims like you who don't follow it is because you just chose not to follow. You're not following a different version of Islam. You just don't follow because you read the line and I said, like you're a normal human being. You said, you know what? I'm not going to cut opposite limbs of people because I don't feel comfortable. But that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. And you're talking as if I'm not taking it out of context. You don't know the context. It's not warfare. The context of Quran 533. Read it again. And what you're doing, again, you're diverting. So you're not loyal to the word. That's like in Judaism, it also exists. Some people don't follow. But I'm not saying that they're following a new kind of Judaism that I'm going to make up. They just don't follow. They don't eat kosher. They don't keep Shabbat. Amazing. They don't follow. But it doesn't change the text, what you follow.
Yeah,
And you're
but
saying a general we. You're saying we don't teach. Again, who
no,
are you to say we?
no. The thing is, you're saying we teach our children to behave in such a way where we advocate beheadings. We don't do that. I'm saying to you, it is evident that we're not all like that. But you're saying your argument has now grown into saying a significant proportion of the Muslim community do advocate for that.
Do your
Okay,
children can they read the Quran?
I don't have children, but
Okay, but Muslim children, this is the book. They read the book, and it says it there. So you teach them that, and they don't follow it.
Yeah, there are
no,
thousands,
they
hundreds of thousands of madrasa in all Muslim countries, and they are reading Quran and they're teaching these verses. Even recently, Prime Minister, Chief of the Army Staff of Pakistan, he quoted this verse from Al Ma'idah to cut the limbs in speech to his people from Pakistan. What do you think? What are you talking about? They don't read.
is it in their constitution
Let
that
me.
they
Can I
can
ask
behead
you?
people?
Can I ask
That's why it's
you,
called Islamic
Prince?
Republic of
Have you seen?
Pakistan.
Prince
Have you
It's a
seen?
and
It's a Muslim country, so
Prince and
do they have those
Ethereon.
capital punishments?
Ethereon, is that how you say it? Prince and Ethereon.
sir.
I want to ask you two something. As you two are Muslims,
No, I'm not.
why?
No, you wasn't listening.
Okay.
He's not a Muslim. He's ex-Muslim. He's now Jewish. I don't know how that happened, but
I heard that,
so
but I don't.
you're
Very
talking to.
logically. It happened very logically.
Okay, all right. Let me speak.
By the way,
I just want to ask you a question, Prince. If it's just you,
what's the question? I need to approve the question. What's your question?
I want to ask him why. The Muslim world is so divided, and why they are invading Western countries.
Okay, that's
where
not
do
what
you
I
think this
I
ends?
don't know. I don't
Because
know who brought you back up,
if
but I'm gonna keep on dropping. 1 second. I want to hear a Ethereum story for a second. Tell us your story in short. Like, what made you leave Islam? And let's hear the story a little bit, if you're willing.
Yeah, sure. So I stayed in Saudi Arabia for quite a long time. I was reading Quran there. I learned Arabic, and I was researching all those verses that were saying hatred toward Jewish and all that. And then I learned the history that Muhammad escaped Makkah, and Jewish people, they provide shelter to him in Medina, and then later he fought against Jewish people. And then in Banu Qurayza, there was a tribe, Banu Qurayza. He did so much massacre, or what you call it, genocide on them. They killed all their adults. They saw even by not young teenagers, by looking into their pubic hairs, and they killed them. They sold their children, and they purchased swords, and in the night they made the Jewish ladies concubine. That was my turning point. So I thought that Islam religion was created only for political purposes, just to have power in that Arab region. Even in fact, that religion itself is started from studying those books. So all those studies combined, and finally I heard that I understand that Islam is totally bullshit and just is false.
All right, thank you. Okay. Yes. Wait, we have KW here. Didn't talk. You want to say hi? Thanks. Let's see what. Are you still there, KW? Are you here? Maybe not. Well,
Look, there is no compulsion in religion. Yeah, I just want to put that out there.
Yeah, I'm here.
And one more thing. In Quran
Just
itself,
1
it
minute.
says,
1 minute.
God.
when you find contradiction in Quran, go back to the older books, which mean Torah and Bible. But Bible, I don't see legitimate. So finally, it comes to Torah. In Quran, it says. So if you are a Muslim, you should be studying Torah and following it.
all right. Yeah. Hey, KW. How are
You, Rabbi, you lucky because my English is very weak. You lucky because I have a lot to say,
Rabbi
but I
speaks
can't.
Arabic also.
No,
You
just
speak Arabic?
not really.
No,
A
little
little
bit. You
bit.
speak
لا
Arabic.
لا أنا
But
أحكي.
but
Not enough.
you
But
know.
anyway, no
But
one's
you. Just
understand.
1 second. Just 1 second. but you love the people say God have a son. Crazy, you crazy. God have a son. You bad with these people. But just one God.
Look, that doesn't. I tell you the difference. Someone saying
The difference.
there's also
Yeah.
Inca people in South America that say that God is a mountain, but they're not slaughtering my people. Is the difference?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Why you kill the prophet?
KW.
And with this, I kill. Look how your people talk. I kill.
Yeah, wait,
Which
hold on.
prophets?
KW.
Which
No, no,
prophets?
let me just address something. This guy is a secular. As I'm
I know.
Which guys? What? 1 second. KW. Which prophets?
Sorry.
Which prophets are you talking about?
Which prophet did they kill?
Yahya, Zakaria, Isa. Isa, you don't kill Isa. You go to how can I spell in English?
Okay, I got it. To the Romans, but who killed Zechariah? Who really killed? Who did it?
Jews.
What do you mean Jews? You see how you talk? It's not English. Who?
Jews and the Romans.
All the Jews. Who? Zechariah? What are you talking about? Who killed
Zechariah.
Zechariah?
Jews
What's the story? Do you know the story?
I know the story, but my English is very weak. I can't.
Which king ordered to kill him? It's one word. Which king? Do you know the story? Now he googling it.
Now listen the truth. All the Sahaba, Umar, Abu Bakr, Uthman was killed by Muslims. All the children of Nabi, what you call Imam Hassan, Hussein, Ali was killed by Muslims. All those Muslims were killing each other. There is a Ghazwa Jamal, Camel War. It was fought between Aisha and Ali. They killed 10,000 of the Muslims who killed themselves.
Okay.
Now speak the truth.
Can I just highlight something?
Prince,
KW. Wait, hold on,
English is very
KW.
good.
KW. So you know when I say secularism, I'm also a secularist, yeah. But what you have to understand when you're talking to people like this, yeah, you have to understand they provide a distinction between spirituality and reality. So Razel, if you was here earlier, said that yes, they may be idolaters, but however, they are not the ones who today are committing these savage acts in the name of our own religion. So that is the distinction he provides. So he has a difference. So when you're talking to him, you have to keep that in mind, KW. Right? Bismillah.
Okay, but I want to tell you, you see, but KW is going to present the teaching coming to life, because what he's going to do, look how the way he's going to talk, I'm going to tell you what he's going to say, because this is the teaching. Jews equals prophet killers. Yeah, of course, in the case of Muhammad, is just a rejecter. Yeah, but to blame someone, what they teach, why do you kill all your prophets? By the way, I hear this every day, which is insane. You know how many prophets there are in Judaism? 42 men and 7 women. Okay, this is the amount. Zechariah rebuked the king, and they got in an argument, and he assassinated him. That's true. That's a story. That's a story in which the king is bad and Zechariah was amazing. But the culture that teaches people, that means we're talking about a story. Yeah, okay. There was a king that Zechariah rebuked. They had a fight. He assassinated him with some people. But they teach. This is exactly the example. You understand? The Jews are prophet killers. And it all adds up. You see, there's so many allegations. You understand what I mean, Prince? You understand. You're smarter. You understand when you do that.
No. Look, listen to him. I get your perspective, but you have to listen to him. He's presenting, as I try to with you, that there's the religion, and then there's people who pervert the religion. Meaning they weaponize it for their own benefit. For this happens historically. It's not something unique in Islam. It's happened even through the Christian faith. I haven't delved too deep into Judaism, but I'm assuming it has even happened in some of the historical analysis of Judaism. But to be honest with you, by fact, Judaism is not such a global threat as would be Christianity or Islam, because as you know, Judaism is a very what's the term? It's a small community. It's always historically been a small community of people, and many of and they have their own
Okay,
branches between
brother,
themselves.
to contradict you. So this is from the Quran, Surah Al-Baqarah 261. This is because they're talking about the Jews. They rebelled against the signs, and they would kill the prophets unjustly. Surah Al-Baqarah 287. Is it every time that a messenger came and he's talking about the Jews that would come with something you didn't like, you either denied him or killed him? Surah Al-Baqarah 291. And they killed the prophets before. Surah Al-Imran 321. These are the heretics in the signs from God who kill prophets unjustly. Surah Al-Imran is all about the Jews, 3:1-12, and this is because they rebelled again in the messages or the signs of Allah and killed prophets unjustly. Surah Al-Imran 3:181. This is because you will taste the punishment of fire, of burning, because of what your hands have done, and for you have killed prophets unjustly. I mean, please, brother, like
Yeah, but that's
I'm
not
telling
you,
you, you
is
don't
it?
know what you're
Do you
talking
support
about.
that?
And every argument I've made, you're trying to take it to the people, but actually the scripture is worse.
Okay, but do you support those murders? Do you celebrate them? If you celebrate them, then you won't have to perish the fire. If you do, if you celebrate them, you will have to
No one
perish the
said
fire.
it.
But if you don't, then
By
you
the
wouldn't.
way,
You're not those. You're not of
what
those
why
people.
you're such a bad politician because you yap about nothing. Go have some children and yap to them. Listen, no one says in the story the people who unalive the prophets are bad people. No one is celebrating them, and it's only one story. The other stories you guys made up, and it says they're prophet killers in plural. We don't have the story about Jesus because that's later, and I don't know, whatever, the Romans did this, I don't care about that story right now, okay? This story is mainly about Zechariah, one prophet that in our scripture there's a bad story about a king that was corrupt. Obviously did a wrong thing. We don't teach our children that the king is the bad guy in the story. Okay, the king, bad, Zechariah,
Yeah, you
good.
don't teach that. You don't teach that.
What?
You don't teach that your king is the bad guy in the story. Of course you
we
don't.
do.
You teach that
What are you,
the one.
stupid? Shut up already. You're annoying me. I'm not nice to you anymore. Listen, don't interrupt me with your stupidity. Of course we do. The king was corrupt. You want to read the story? Zechariah was a holy prophet that rebuked him against his corruption, and he got so enraged that he went and assassinated the prophet in a bad way. And you look now, you're just making it worse. Even with this, you made us, but you guys, because you celebrated, then you deserve to burn. Like you guys are just, it's so in your mind.
No,
It's
I'm
so,
saying
it's
if
so
you
stupid.
do,
Your
if you
answer is
do,
so
ce-
stupid.
if you do celebrate it,
No one
it
celebrates
won't.
it. You're stupid.
Okay, well,
This
fair
is a
enough. If you don't, but historically,
This is a holy prophet, brother.
Ho-
Listen, you
Prince,
know
hold on.
what
Prince,
Zechariah is in Judaism?
Prince,
Zechariah is in the
Musa,
top.
Musa,
Listen.
Musa, just one
You,
second. Prince,
KW, go learn.
Musa,
One second. Zechariah, there's a book like this about he's one of the most admired. Out of the 42, he's in the top 3. There's no one celebrates that he died. It's a tragedy. People were fasting. Okay, this is nowhere like, and you come in and you look at your arrogance. No, you don't. Not only you misrepresent what they teach the Muslims, now you're gonna misrepresent what we teach our children. Zechariah, there's a book like this on all his prophecies. He's praised as one of the top 3. He's the one also who talked about the messianic times, there will be peace and blah, blah, blah. He's a peaceful prophet and he was assassin. What are you talking? And look at how you guys talking. In your Quran, you write like 10 times, these Jews are prophet killers. You know what that means? That's the capital punishment to them. It's a justification to burn Jews. What you don't
No,
understand?
it's not
Wake
not
up.
a justification.
Wake
I'm
up,
saying
yapper,
to you.
yapper. Yes,
Okay,
it is, and
Razzle,
that's why it's
calm
happening.
down. Stop being childish. I'm saying to you that if you guys celebrate
Dad,
it,
I'm sorry.
you-
Why don't you have children? It's more interesting for me now. How come? What are you, a virgin or you're sinning?
that's not important. That's not important.
Because you're gonna burn in hell. You know, it's very not holy. I mean, you want to be religious. You believe in God.
I believe in God. Yes, I believe it. I've seen
So
signs of
I'm
God.
gonna tell you, I'm
I've-
giving you an invite. According to your religion, you're gonna shish kebab forever because it sounds to me like you're not a virgin, so you're sinning. Why don't you get some children and yap to them instead
لا
of sitting
تقربوا
on
الزنا.
TikTok? Why don't you stop yapping on TikTok and watching I don't know what and get some children? Because in religion, the first commandment in the books of Moses is pu'uvu, you should be fruitful and multiply. Not to sit on TikTok and doing I don't know what in your bedroom that I don't want to know. But you know what? You're a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite. You're not a man of God. You are a secular person trying to justify Islam with little knowledge and with an emotional attachment. I pray for you that you wake up and read. It's not a religion to tell people to burn and behead. It's not good. As they say, more befriending, less beheading. Less jihad and more jihad. And brother, you're
I like
you're
that.
not,
I
you're
like
not
that. I like
representing.
that.
You don't even know what you're talking about.
I do. But
You
you're
don't.
trying. You're just. You're
You
just.
said that Quran 533 is about war. I can prove you wrong on almost everything you try to say. You want me to go? You said that Quran 533 about cutting opposite limbs is about war, but all the Muslims know that it's about violent crimes within the society and corruption. Everyone
Well,
knows that.
like I said to you, there were many forms of capital punishment, and if it's a form of capital punishment, then it was legitimate. So, regardless of whether you find it abhorrent, these are new moral standards that we've endorsed after what do you call it, the Renaissance. So this is something that is European. It's the truth.
But by the way, I hope we had enough talk. I think everyone saw. I mean, you did what you did, and as we say, the public will judge. The only thing that saves you is your accent, because the way. Can you say Renaissance again?
Renaissance.
I thought it was Renaissance.
You should do audiobooks because it really coming from you. I mean, you're not a guy that's gonna behead anybody. I understand that. You're not that kind of guy. But
no, but we're talking about capital punishment, Razel.
No, it's not. Don't tell me I know what we're talking about 100 times more than you. No, we're not.
Punishment.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
Should this capital punishment apply today in 2026? Like Sharia law being like adapted into like Western American capitalistic ideology.
Well, they're talking about in my government. In the UK, they're talking about capital punishment. So if you want to try and make it humane in inverted commas,
again, your capital punishment is to cut someone's right hand off and his left leg.
Now that's corporal. That's
this guy is like the lawyer of the devil. This guy. No, that's more corporal.
I'm just telling you what it's called. These are things that happen. These are things that happen, and I'm sorry to say.
By the way, let me explain to you something about jihad. The thing is, you don't have the manpower to conquer everyone, so you do it in two different ways: by terrorizing, and by silent jihad, which is infiltrating. Because once you cut someone up, you tell people it's like mafia. Don't mess with us because it's scary, and it even says in the Quran that you will put terror in their hearts. It's not about copy. This is not a justice system that you sound like. Do you have that English wig on right now? That white judge. Anyway, this is not capital punishment. This is terrorism. This is terrorism. This is how you do terrorism. When you scare populations and you tell them that if they go against Muhammad, we will cut you up in pieces in a gross way so you won't mess with us. And inspired by that is what happened in France when these guys drew a picture of Muhammad and they literally came in and slaughtered 12 people in their office because this is what the verses are saying.
That's fanaticism. That's a different issue. But I'm saying to you, Razel,
a different issue.
That it cannot be true. It cannot be true that.
Okay, brother, I'm getting tired of you. I can't even talk to you anymore. Just go get. How old are you? You can still get married. It's fine. Look, I'm still. I have a baby here. I'm old. I'm changing diapers at my age. Look, I could have.
All right.
I'll leave Rabbi, can I ask a quick question?
Yes, go ahead. It's better. I'm gonna get
Jewish people are merely less than 1% of the world. Like I think it's 15 million or 20 million in the entire world.
0.002% or something.
Yeah, but how come they are ruling in entire world by financially, the banking system, the finance system is controlled by them. The technology, the cyber technology is controlled by them. And all those agricultural, pharmaceutical, all these technologies are handled by them, developed by them, researched by them, medications, all these such things are handled by them. How come? How come they are so powerful?
Because they took hold of capitalism and
Like I was so inspired, and these are the fact that everybody, even Muslim, Christians, everybody is talking about that they have the whole, and that's truth because I search on the Google and I know the companies, the pharma company, the cybersecurity, the IT security, all those things, the financial sector, the banking system, all those are developed and managed by the Jewish people.
I mean, just Jewish people. Like, I think maybe but it is true. Just like
core of
a
it,
lot
the
of
core of it.
a core of it. I mean, and then Asians, right? It's either Jews or Asians. Yeah, so it's just like
Asians. That's true. Don't forget the Asians.
yeah. This is how we sneak in. Just like, while they are all focusing on we're just gonna come in the back.
Well, one way to seriously answer that question, if you want to go culturally, of course, whatever you said, but it is true that, let's say, in Nobel Prizes and stuff, there's a disproportion because we accepted this Torah 3,338 years ago, and if you get it, it's a very complicated book. Our initiation ritual when a boy is 13 is to know how to read it,
right?
Which is very difficult. So, meaning at that time, no offense, some cultures around us, their initiation ceremony was to hunt a lion and cut him up, while the Jewish people started the act. That's why they call the people of the book. So that's one cultural fact, and still today, we have Jewish children that are really studying. They study like in an insane level. If you ever seen we're talking about, I know 6-year-olds that they can memorize an amount of text that your mind, it's unbelievable, because they are so dedicated to this idea of studying books. And that's why in certain elements of also law and complex systems, they had maybe this cultural advantage because of that. But it's not just the Jewish people. In certain areas, and historically, there's all kinds of reasons. I don't know, again, the control you said, again, it's not just the Jews, the pharma companies, it's not just the Jewish people, but they had a lot of contribution compared to their size you're right about that. But again, that's the more...
To back up my whatever I said, 183 Nobel Prizes out of 230 are with Jewish people. So it means every sector, they are leading it.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true or not? That's backup. That's verifies whatever I said.
Sorry. It's funny because you're saying it in a good way. A lot of people say it in a bad way.
No,
you're saying
it. Those are jealous people. That's my admire.
You're right.
I'm admiring it. Yeah.
What do you want? Yeah, what do you want? You want to blame us? What can we do? We got a lot of the Nobel Prizes. What do you want?
I'm in IT security. So when I saw that most of the IT security companies are in Tel Aviv, in Israel, and how come Israel is a very small country, and then they're ruling this 8 billion people, and they're holding the core of it. So that was all those things that piled up and that inspired me. That if you have to be a religious person and you have to follow your text and get to be successful in your life, it's something that you guys are doing.
Thank you.
And the Asians too, right? It's like when I hear in America, just why are all you Asians so good at math?
The Asians are also...
all you Asians are just good at math anyway. I'm just like, we're the only ones.
Asians are right there with us. It's us and then the Asians, and then
but we have
I agree.
We have the numbers, right?
Okay, you're not actually. I think the Asians and some. Might be.
And if we include Caucasians
I agree with
and
you,
Eastern Asians and European Asians, then
Asians, I think Eastern Asians are strong.
Yeah, sorry, what's your name? Chaplain.
Charlie.
I do agree with you, Charlie. I do agree with you, but 183 Nobel Prizes out of 230. That's something you can't compete.
I mean, Yeah, I mean, like they're peace prizes, right? So they're peaceful people.
Not
Right?
No,
peace
they're not
prizes.
peace
Not
prizes.
peace
They're
prizes.
technology prizes. They're all in all
Please,
sectors.
please.
Yeah,
All the other
agriculture,
winners.
pharma. Yeah,
No, it's not just. It's all the topics. It's chemistry, law,
chemistry.
economics,
Yes, yeah,
everything.
physics, chemistry,
It's not the Peace
technology.
Nobel Prize. The Nobel Prizes are for all science.
Look at
Okay.
history. Who wins all these wars? Who
Hey,
wins all
Azael, how are you?
these
Hey,
disputes?
brother.
It's Europeans.
How's this guy back?
You
He's
invited
bringing
me.
you back all the time. Just go. Another one that I sent you to get
You
married 2 hours
invited
ago.
me.
How is that? How's how's that project coming along?
Okay, someone is saying
How's
that in
what?
South
How's
Korea
what going along?
they
Who?
teach
Me?
the
No, not me.
Talmud to middle
Oh,
class,
good.
middle school kids.
They teach the Talmud because it's a very complicated text. Yeah, the Talmud is
Really?
such a complicated book.
Yeah. You guys want to bring up everything but the top.
I wanted
I
to say
just
a
brought
few
it up.
words.
What do you want?
It's okay.
Rabbi, can
It's
you
me. No.
in a quick way, can you explain me how many divine books does Jewish people follow, and what is the chronography of the
I'll do the quick. So
quick
there's the 5 books of Moses. Yeah, we have an acronym. We call it Tanakh in Hebrew.
Tanakh? Okay.
Right. So the Taf, the first letter stands for Torah, which is the 5 books of Moses. That's how they're usually called. Even though technically we consider the 5th book really by Moses, kind of, and the first 4 are not. Anyway, whatever. The 5, Genesis and so on. And then you have the Nun. The N is for, in Hebrew we say Nevi'im is the prophets, which is all of the prophets. And then the last letter, the Chaf, is called Ktuvim. These are extra writings that were added in. They're not on the same level, kind of. They're called, they call them divine. It includes the Psalms of King David, Proverbs, some scrolls, which were added, but they're not on the same level. And then they say that the teaching goes that Moses received the written Torah right on Mount Sinai, but he also received the oral tradition on the 40 years that he was traveling the desert. And that was later written something that's called the Mishnah by a person that was called Yehuda Nasi. It was not supposed to be written, but because of the persecutions, he wrote it down. I can show you. No, let's make this a graphic presentation.
And Mishnah, are there 7 of Mishnah? 7 of them Mishnah?
Right. These are the tractates, the topics. I'll show you. Let me. Wait, I'm gonna. Okay, here. We'll go. Let's do some. Wait, 1 second. How do I cancel?
When you say Mishnah, it alarmed me one verse in Quran that even Quran has mentioned that Mishnah.
Right.
What does Mishnah
This is the
mean?
Mishnah. See, this is the Mishnah. Here, you got the blue books. Now, yeah, there's the topics. You see, all these are one topic, which is called seeds. I'll explain what it is. These are called times, like special times. These are called women. These are called damages. These are called holiness, let's say, and these all are called purity. So these are the topics, which are the, and that's it. Again,
Are there 7 topics in Mishnah?
Yeah.
I think there's.
You said holy women,
6.
damages.
6.
I think there's
orders.
6. Wait, 1,
6
2,
orders.
3, 4. Yeah, 6. Sorry, 6, not 7. 6. I was just making sure. She, Sedrei Mishnah, Cham Mishnah, Chumshei Torah. We have a song to remember.
With you.
Because in
Alabama,
Quran it says
Alaska,
that we
Arizona,
gave you
Arkansas.
Sab'a Mathani. We gave you 7 Mishnah and Quran. So that was alarming to me, that how come Quran is know about the Mishnah?
Oh, they know about everything. Yeah, and then the Talmud. The Talmud is now a discussion about all. So this is where the canon basically ends. So you got the 5 books of Moses. Here they are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got the prophets. Here they are. There's also it's all of those. Then you got this. This is basically the canon. Now, the Talmud is a discussion, a very long discussion.
And when someone enters into Judaism, what you have to say, what they have to believe, like is there any verse, any kalima, like any word that they have to recite?
Oh, when they enter?
Yeah, like Muslim, they say La ilaha illallah,
Yeah.
there's no God but Muhammad
No,
is the
it's not.
prophet.
It's not the same. It's much more complicated because in Judaism, it takes years, and they want to see that you're incorporating yourself into the lifestyle. It's not like that. It's not that you have an oath. It's not like that. You have to incorporate yourself in a community and do it for at least 2 years. And they want to see that because it's more about action and not just a declaration of your belief. So it's a much more complicated process.
Then just
Okay,
taking a
and
Shema.
one last question.
Right?
I just recently heard Shema Israel, and it resembles the azan of Muslims. The sound, the way they recite it.
Well, as we
let me
say,
explain to you one thing.
go ahead. Yeah.
Because the issue is that we have a tradition that according to Genesis 9, there is a contract between the sons of Noah, all humanity between God. There is a covenant about the 7 laws of Noah. So in our belief, you don't have to follow the Torah, all the laws of Israel. You're fine without it. Now, if you want to do it, you need to understand the contract. You need to learn each and every law, like the whole 613, to truly understand what you're about to sign the contract and then to join and to implement it. So it's not just saying, okay, I believe in God and I accept Moses, prophet, and his Torah. It's not like that. You need to learn everything to understand, to truly say, okay, I understand, I want to implement it, to start embedding yourself into the tradition, into the culture, and then you can enter, it's called the crowd of Israel.
Understood. So what the God is called is Adonai or Yahweh?
Into the tribe. You need to wait like 2 generations until you fully embed it into the
culture,
the tribes of Israel.
There's many names of God. That's a whole different question. There's many names in the Torah, and each name represents a different level in the reduction, they call it, of the energy from the eternal to here. And it also reflects an attribute. So we don't pronounce those names, which makes it hard for me to answer you. But what you said is the 4-letter name, that's the Most High, and that represents the kindness and mercy, the highest level, that everything that God did is for mercy. Then you have the other words, Elohim, and all kinds of words that are, when we say them like this, we change the H into a K just to make sure I'm not saying the name. So there's 7 names, and there's a lot of nicknames, and in Kabbalah, there's even 72 different names. But it's all kinds of...
And all these are copied to Islam. So Elohim is translated into Allahumma in Arabic.
Yes. You're right. So, all of these exactly. Yeah, because the whole Quran is basically, Dawood, Musa, it's all the same stories, more or less.
But simply, if I need to pray, I can say Adonai. Is it okay?
What's that?
If just to praying, just in a simple way, I can say Adonai.
Yeah, that's what we do, yeah.
Okay, good. That's good.
When we talk casually like this and we want to say the name of the Most High, we found a little...
Hashem?
Yeah, exactly. It's a trick we developed. We say Hashem, that literally means the name without saying the name. So we just say, it's like in English, if you say, praise the name, Hashem literally means the name. Yeah, it's a loophole. Okay. This is why we're the best lawyers in the world. So because
that's where the Islam to get the Hashem, yeah.
Hashem. And we say Baruch.
I wanted to add something.
Baruch Hashem is like...
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Man.
Baruch Hashem is what? Oh, sorry.
I want to add a clarification because people think...
Blessed be God.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's okay?
Yeah.
A quick clarification, because not a lot of people, because when you show the Mishnah, the six books, people think it's like come from the minds of people, but actually it came from Deuteronomy 17, number 8 to 12. There is a specific 4 to 5 verses there that it tells you that if you have any if there is cases that are too baffling for you to decide, you need to go to the courts. You need to go to the Leviticus priests and to the judges, and they will tell you what to do, and you need to listen to them. And this is why we have the Mishnah. This is not something that just the people of Israel just decided. And we have a tradition that, just like as I said, that we got all these 4,000 to 5,000, let's say, halacha, how to walk in that way, how to implement it in the correct way. We forgot some of them, and some of them got later on written. So this is not like something that didn't came from our prophets, from our judges. It's the Mishnah is something that was how you say it, psak din,
Revealed?
It's when you give judgments. It's like judgments of cases, and that's why we learned it.
Like
It's not
subpoenas
we
or like no judgments of cases. So like rulings,
Like no verdicts.
Yes,
no verdicts.
thank
Okay. Thank you.
It's like they're discussing a legal case and they show you the reasoning and the final verdict of that case.
Like Judge
one
Judy,
quick question.
right? Tonight on Judge Judy. Da, 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 da.
One quick question, Rabbi, before I leave. I know that you suggested me that if I go to a Jewish temple nearby and ask them to study more, if I can. How many denominations are there in Judaism, and which denomination you suggest me to go? Because I see there's a temple. It says Temple of Shalom. I don't know which denomination. But now this is the nearest temple. Synagogue near my home. So
the big three, the big three, like kind of splitters, is Orthodox, Conservatives, and Reform. Orthodox would mean, people who follow it as is. The Reform movement is a long history, but they've kind of watered it down. It's kind of in the Jewish spirit, but they don't really keep the law. I mean, they don't keep a lot of major things, doing with kosher food, with a lot of rules that they don't do and how they keep. And the conservative, those are the best. Again, it's, in my opinion, of course, the best to start with the Orthodox, because again, you're going to learn the full thing. And also, if you decide to convert, only an Orthodox conversion is accepted in the whole Jewish community, including Israel. If a Reform rabbi tells you he's going to convert you to Judaism, he could be making it up, and you're going to find out that you're going to do it, and later they'll tell you, oh, it's not, it's not valid, like it's not. So
it's null and
I
void,
think
right? It was all just null and
it's
void.
not. And in terms of, because so the rabbinical courts, there's in Israel and there's international ones. They would only accept an Orthodox, and out of the Orthodox, look if there's a Chabad. If you know Chabad is Chabad, Chabad Chabad, because they're very nice. To be honest, some of the Orthodox schools are more closed off. Chabad are usually much more friendly and open.
Chabad. How do you write KHA?
No, CHA.
Oh, Chabad. CHABA.
CHABAD. They have a site, Chabad, like what I told you.org. And there's going to be there like a place also to find the nearest one. They're everywhere, and they're going to be, I just want to give you an example of a verdict. Let's give an example. Okay, This is like, look at this. It's very interesting. If an ox gored a person and he died, first of all, this used to happen. You have an ox. He's out of control. He jumped on someone. Now, if the law is that if the ox was mu'ad, meaning they knew that he had the temper like that. So how do you know? Because in the past, he already killed 3 people or more. So obviously, if you have an ox like that, you should really close him up well with chains or whatever you need to do, because you know that this ox is out of control. But if it was his first time, they're a bit more lenient to the owner that should have not expected that his ox would go bananas and hit someone and crush him to death. Sorry for that. So this is all right. And the same law applies even where the victim, now they're going through all the scenarios. By the way, that's why it's so meticulous. So for some people it will sound, I want to tell you, there's these damages book, we're in the damages part. They're talking about all the scenarios that oxes hurt anyone for I think, we're talking about 70 pages. Where
just ox related? cases. It's
Look,
like,
if it was now, look. What if the ox? Look, the second page from what I just did. What if the ox? You know, sometimes they scratch themselves on a wall.
Yep.
And let's say the wall was not strong. The wall fell. There was a child. The wall fell on it, and God forbid, the child was damaged from the ox that was not. How did it say? Gore at him. He did not run at him, but he was just scratching on the wall. But because he's so strong, the wall fell. God forbid. Child, so who has to pay damages and who takes the responsibility? Is the owner negligent? All kinds, and like I'm just giving you some example.
how does it rule in that case? It's just like, I mean, come on, guys. Like, do you
Okay,
need?
since we are talking ox, just a quick question, because in Quran it says that Moses went into Mount Sinai and then he found fire, and when he looked into the fire, he talked to the God. I think Torah says the same story, and then he came back from the mount. He saw that his people were worshiping a small calf, you
A
can say
golden calf.
cow,
A golden calf. An
a
idol.
calf, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Because
So
Aaron,
the
his
idol
brother,
guess.
just like let the
Yeah.
people like
So,
do
so
like,
what does it say in short, very short? What does it say in Torah? Is it the right? Is it the true story? I mean, is exactly the same in Torah, or how does it say?
What about Aaron?
Yeah.
No, so the way we teach the story, there is a difference because what happens is that Moses goes up, right, and they expect him to come back. And the point of the story is that they couldn't wait for him.
yeah, just
So then
patience
they
is a
tell,
virtue.
right, they come up with the idea to tell Aaron, let's do this thing. Now the way we transfer the story is that Aaron could not kind of stop them, so he tried to delay them. So he said, you know what? Fine. Meaning that he was not helping them, but he knew that he can't just tell them no. That's again how we teach the story. So he told them first, you know what, let's start collecting, because he was hoping Moses will come any minute. He was like,
Just
okay,
little
these
scientists,
guys
right? Collect
yeah,
all the
like,
gold.
okay,
Count all the
let's
gold.
try collecting, start collecting, fine, collecting. And then he said, you know what, okay, Moses didn't count, so he did reach the stage where he melted the gold in the whatever it's called. So he did collect all the gold. And then the way we teach is, obviously we have to understand that this is a story that God is directing to transfer a message, because it's one of those stories like Egypt. Why would God enslave the Israelites to take them out of Egypt and not just free them from the first place? Obviously God is telling a story, so we need to read it a bit. So
We
the
have to
story
say,
goes,
we have to focus on the moral of the story, not the story.
exactly. So Aaron, once he threw the gold and melted it, the way we teach the story is that miraculously this golden calf came out of it. Not like that Aaron now became a sculpture and started. That's not what happened. Miraculously, obviously, this is all like a golden calf appeared out of that gold, meaning this was happening by God. So you can say, tell the Muslim friends, God built the golden calf because God made it happen. That out of the fire, this calf appeared, and they say that he moved, and it wasn't like a golden statue; it was a miraculous event, yeah. And they were like, "Wow!" It was to symbolize, like you said, that Moses comes down, and obviously, just understand also that for Moses to come down and break the tablets, that's also a sin.
Yep.
God just gave you these tablets,
And he comes
And he
and there was
broke
only
one of
one
them.
tablet, right? He came down with one
there-
tablet and like
it
just
has
broke
the
it
name.
and then goes back.
Just so you understand that if the name of God is written in our book, we can never throw this book out. I'm going to tell you something. The only way to get rid of this book is you bury it with a live human being in a funeral. You cannot throw away a paper that has God's name on it.
Wow.
So Moses broke the first document that has the names. So obviously the whole thing, and they say the tablets were so big that even that they carried them was by divine force, and then God let go and made them fall. It's not like Moses made a decision. And meaning none of them made a decision in that scenario. God is in that scenario directing, just like he did with Pharaoh and Moses at the time where he says it in the Torah, that he hardened Pharaoh's heart so he wouldn't release the Israelites. So because God is trying to God is the director now of the theater. Obviously this is not a, so yeah, that's how they tell the story. But
my concern, my interesting point is that Moses went to the mountain,
and he was talking to God inside the burning bush. So how
No,
what?
not inside.
Not on the mountain, right? Not on the top
That's
of.
not on the mountain. That's before the mountains. That's
Yeah, yeah.
before that.
When he
The
flees from
mountains is a
Egypt, right?
different thing.
After he had to choose between like one of his like fellow Hebrew brothers and like the Egyptian.
That's how it starts. The whole thing starts with the burning bush is like the first time, and that's when Moses is still like,
Chapter 3.
he's
3, 4,
wandering
and then
around. Yeah, the mountain happens much later. But anyway, yeah.
30, chapter 20 to 32, 34. And 26 to 34.
Anyway, it's really nice talking to you guys, and Rabbi, especially to you. I'll keep coming, and I'll do the Chabad research. If I have I live in New York, so there are so many temples. There are so many synagogues. There are a big community here.
So,
20%
you can,
of the in New York City is Jewish.
yeah, and there are a lot of them are Chabad. So it won't
Yes, a
take
lot of
long,
them are
but,
Chabad. So.
0.001% of the world, 20% of New York.
Yes, 20% of the New York City are Jewish. That's a fact. You can Google it.
Yeah, most of a lot of them are there. No, yeah.
Yeah. And they're controlling the Wall Street. They're controlling the world financial.
They don't control anything. God is in control of everything.
I mean, they have the hold on it. They're running it.
We gotta get them in control. These people are out of control. They're already controlling.
Forget taking hold of capitalism. Just get a hold of just like your.
They control so much. We're only 15 million Jews. I don't get it. Why each of us doesn't get $2 billion?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what they say. I'm waiting for my. Where's my cut from all this controlling? I'm having a. They're controlling
just a little bit.
And what's with me here? I'm barely paying the bills over here.
And here near my house, there's a supermarket, especially only for the Jewish people, and all the food is kosher, and they're so nice. I went there, and the food was very nice, all the good stuff, and I enjoyed it first time. I said, there's something that is religious market, and they're so organized, they're so nice, and they have good food there.
I mean, like when you say it is for the Jewish people, like a market for Jewish people.
I mean,
type thing.
It's open like, for everybody, but they're focusing on it.
It is catered to like be able to fulfill like the Jewish like dietary kind of like whatever type thing, right? But a Hebrew national hot dog, like beats Oscar Mayer like any day.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean if I like see. Razel, if you saw me at a baseball game, are you going to ask me just like, that better be an Oscar Mayer wiener and not a Hebrew national? Because you're not.
You know what?
And there is also the big one. What you have now, bingo. You have like Osher Ad in United States. That's amazing, man. I saw it. That's crazy.
Who? Osher?
Yeah, I have a confession. I've never been in a baseball game, ever.
I mean, you're not missing much.
It's so long. I don't get the point. People are running around.
Yeah, just hitting balls with sticks or whatever. Just like.
Right.
But if
I think. Yeah, go ahead.
No. I just wanted to ask you and just be corrected, Razel. So you said Torah is the first 5 books of the Old Testament. Which you said like earlier, just like the first kind of 4 are kind of like up for interpretation, but the 5th book is definitely like attributed to be written by Moses or something like that. Like that's not really the big part. But you said Tanakh is a like an acronym, like mnemonic kind of like tool to remember, just like Torah, and then you said like, was there A and N or for something, and then the K, Kabbalah, was it like? Torah?
No, the K is for Ktuvim. It's called Ktuvim, which is just the extra writings.
Okay.
Yeah, it
like
just
the Mishnah. Like the Mishnah would be
the extra.
No, that's not it. It's just Proverbs and Psalms and.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you guys, but this is real life. I got a baby situation. Oh, baby! See, this is everyone. Stop! Get off TikTok and make more white children. No, I'm joking.
Light, like that's the thing where it's just like I don't see race, I see darkness or light. What do you think about that, like Raza?
Don't cry.
that is a blessing from God right there. Like that's the light and
this is
beauty.
the true miracle. You're a star.
Definitely not a nation, baby. I'll tell you that. My eyes were much. But
All right,
thank you,
guys. So
brother.
I gotta go.
Be well and
All right,
tell
all the best.
your wife I said great. Thank you.
Yes. Bye bye. God bless everyone.